but that's not the point.
We don't speak of that Rick and Morty quote.
Yeah, we don't talk about Rick and Morty on this show.
Now for stunted cartoon reviews. I mean, geniuses.
All right. Anyway, good afternoon, folks, and welcome to Smudcast number 494. I do apologize if my throat's a bit sore. I was sleeping. I think I was sawing logs for about 2 hours. So, welcome to Turning Red is a Masterpiece, and this is all in caps because when you have a serious video, you have to put everything in caps. This is by the YouTuber Browntable. It's been a while since we covered the Browntable, and for good reason. I just don't.
You've covered him before?
Oh yeah, I just don't remember what we did because most of these videos, when we cover them, we cleanse ourselves of all the nonsense and we just forget and have a healthy life after that.
Wasn't it the Captain Marvel video where he says like sexual harassment?
Oh really?
Sexual harassment.
Is that?
No, that was legal.
Like when he disarms the Dunn.
Oh
that was definitely Browntable.
No. Wasn't that legal?
Well,
no, it was no legal.
No. Like way before
legal is about the touching of the map.
The map, yeah. Oh yeah.
Anyway.
I was on that one. I should know. I should remember that.
Anyway, that for me, it's like okay, this guy, and then he's so enthusiastic about Turning Red. I'm like, okay, fine. He really likes the movie.
God knows why.
Oh shit! Here we go again.
And then you hear his reasoning, and you're like, oh, that's okay. I mean, that's a reason to like a film, not because it's a masterpiece, though. Like you can't just say.
I'm telling you, this guy works backwards.
I would never call this a masterpiece. Get the fuck out of here. I would never call this shit.
Like, let's say I like The Princess Bride in general, but there's one scene I really like, and because of that one scene, I decide the entire movie's a masterpiece. It's like, well, that's not a very good argument. That's just one scene you really like, and the rest of the movie is okay. I could point to any part of The Princess Bride, and you're going to have a memorable, quotable line or a scene that you won't
Inigo
forget.
Montoya was a character I could relate to. That's why it's good.
All Spaniards have a revenge.
A father who was killed by a man with an extra digit on his hand.
They were all trained as a swords man or whatever, and they want to like be a pirate or whatever. It's like, yeah, probably not, but it's fun to think that way. With Turning Red, you're like, okay. I don't know if this girl's that relatable.
Did you feel represented? Canada.
Not really, no. Not really. The best it gets is a bus pass, and because I had a bus pass for the longest time, and then they got rid of them. We switched to the wonderful Presto system, and even that took a few years to get the Presto. I don't know if you guys have that in your countries, but the Presto app, so that you don't need a card anymore. You just have the app, and you use the app, and you just swipe it on your bus.
Wow.
So there's all kinds of things.
We may do.
Yeah, there's all kinds.
I just don't ride the bus that often.
I know. I'm just saying Toronto is kind of slow behind all these technologies, especially when it comes to mass transit. And we spend billions of bucks on, like, every time we want to build a new station, it takes like $1 billion in like 2 years. And now we have all this LRT. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Toronto. We have LRTs or streetcars. And there's one street. We have actually multiple streets, but one street called Eglinton has been under construction for at least 12 to 13 years. And it's still not done. And it's not that long a stretch to get LRT. We have other streets which started and finished before Eglinton just to get LRT. So we're a bit slow with everything. I always say that we have 2 seasons. It's always winter and construction in Toronto. There's always some new building coming up. There's always some new LRT or a new subway. So it's always freezing. So it's kind of weird. But I like the fact that this was set. The movie, the Turning Red, was set in Toronto. But that's about as far as it goes. Everything else is typical cartoony, Pixar-y sort of stuff. So,
they only want to pander.
I don't know. It's all about the...
To who, though?
It's all about the creator.
Yeah, that's what makes it worse. We don't know to who.
Well, the creator, it doesn't really matter. She could have grown up in like San Francisco, and they would still had like streetcars or whatever. and that would have been fine. It doesn't really matter where it's set. The fact that it was set, like if there were other landmarks like Kensington Market, because that has a huge Chinese influence, or Spadina Street, or Markham, like there's all these sections of Toronto which are Asian influence or Asian living. So that'd be cool. Like, hey, awesome. In the 1990s or 2000s, early 2000s?
2000s.
Yeah.
2002.
Yeah.
2002, 2003, more or less.
Yeah, and they have the Skydome.
Should have been turning Canada.
Yeah, and the Skydome is right next to the CN Tower. So there's all kinds of things they could have done with other landmarks, but that's fine. It's not a big deal. So, all right, let's get going. Here is JJJ Madness. Thank you for the 5. Get ready for a lot of really autistic defense for a painfully mediocre movie.
Oh boy, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I think this
Right.
guy's autistic.
Well, it's a 50-minute video. It'll take you 2 minutes to figure out what this fellow is all about, I think. It won't take very much to figure this guy out. Anyway, I'm going to turn on the volume because it's a bit loud. And here we go.
Shads, it's time. We got new merch coming to the Browntable Crowd-Made store. Look how absolutely
He has
ballin'
merch?
these guys look. We got the Messy Table shirt, and we also have...
Wait, where did he find these models to pull this shirt?
They are not actually wearing that shirt. It's just Photoshop.
Oh, he just
It's a
photoshopped it.
template. Basically, like you can. There are these websites, and you can drag like whatever logo you want, and they're gonna make it for you.
Yeah,
Any
Because like
logo?
if you look very closely to like how that green is on the picture, it looks like it's shopped because like it doesn't bend together with the background as well.
Yeah, it's the same with any sort of these T-shirt websites or merch websites. It's all the same. So don't worry.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's all he's doing.
Like he has a lot of
can't
money.
believe he
Like,
got shirts. Well, okay.
do not get me wrong. Like Browntable has to have a lot of money because he got to have his own animated, supposed anime on Crunchyroll, and like he got an entire team as well to.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like a quotation anime, and like he got an entire crew of Japanese seiyus to dub it in Japanese. I don't know, like how hell does he have that much money? But yeah, but whatever. Like he's doing his own thing. God bless him.
Too bad the animation wasn't too high quality, but you know what? He made it. Good for him. Has it come out yet? I don't even know.
I think the first episode is out on YouTube for free.
All right, we'll have to check it out. Anyway, let's go.
During
we
the stream.
also have the Interstellar Ranger Commence First Day shirt. The Messy Table shirt is there to stay, but the IRC shirt will be leaving the store on April...
The IRC. You guys know what IRC is?
I don't know what the fuck
Interstellar
that is.
Ranger, whatever. It's the show that he made, and that's
really?
the abbreviation of it. Yes.
I thought it was.
Irk.
I thought it was IIRC, which is the. What the hell is that thing called? It's basically a chat protocol. So.
Oh, IRC, yes.
Back in the day, I think it's still around, of course, but
There are still websites that use it because I had like a test that I need to implement some of those features.
really,
Yes.
wow. Been a while, but it felt like you were in a Usenet sort of thing with all these channels, and some of them were private. You had all these commands, and it was just a chat client. Or sorry, MIRC was the chat client, but the protocol was IRC. Anyway.
10th. This is all to celebrate the show's first episode on April 2nd, 2022.
I'm glad you're excited.
Oh my!
so this is a show, right?
See, he just talks about like everyone knows what he's talking about. It's like the show. It's like what show? What are you on about? But
His show, right? Yeah.
his show, yeah. It was like we have no idea. Like, what are you saying? The show of what?
Also, nice
Come
acting.
on,
you don't know?
you can't say that you aren't excited.
So make sure to get that
The
shirt
show what?
before
We
it's
don't know?
gone for good. You know what's funny? Checking the Turning Red reviews, a lot of them have this issue with relating to the child protagonist and relating to the overall story of Turning Red, which is really interesting to me because it's based in Canada, on Earth, It's about a 13-year-old girl, a human being, and people are treating this like an alien story.
Yes.
And it's
How
it's
is
really
any of
odd,
that relevant?
It's written by
considering that
aliens.
It's a Pixar movie, and Disney Pixar has always made movies like A Bug's Life, Ratatouille, Monsters Incorporated.
And how embarrassing it is that we can relate to those characters more than a human being.
More than a super genius Asian girl who's so emotional and she's so enthusiastic about everything in high school.
Yeah, who's emotionally dysregulated and embraces the emotional dysregulation instead of growing up and keeping her emotions in check, like any adult would do. The movie, in a way, I know someone's going to scream in a second. The movie, in a way, endorses keeping the negative symptoms of borderline personality disorder instead of treating them.
Yep.
What the fuck?
All right.
But it's relatable, right?
To borderline girls, yes.
There are parts where the film is relatable, and there's like, okay, that's too much. That's just cartoony, silly stuff, and it's mostly with the mom and the friends being just, I wouldn't say aggressive, but just bad friends. They're just crazy.
Never turned into a panda smud?
Well, that's the fantasy element that sort of goes, okay, it's a movie, it's a cartoon, it's got Disney.
Fantasy.
Yeah, but there's like, why are the friends like punching each other? Like, that's like weird. Like, girls wouldn't go around doing that.
Yeah, because girls are boys now, Smart.
The little girls, like,
they're gender non-conforming girls.
Well, they
like
look
the
like
boys
boys.
now.
she looks like she's
confused.
4 and she's like punching her other friends. I was like, okay, that's weird.
The thing is, she is almost as tall as Peppermint Patty. I keep forgetting her name. The green girl.
Oh.
And she's
What
almost
green
as tall
girl?
as her, but her proportions are completely different. Like, as you say, like a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
So, does she slim up when and her head starts shrinking when she goes into puberty?
Okay.
Mark, what happened?
Dear Lord.
He had a beer. He's like, oh, my beer is here.
I'm sorry. I'm
Something
sorry.
funny happened in Elden Ring.
I didn't have a beer.
No, Mark had the beer. He's so happy. He's just.
I haven't had beer. I just got like stupidest Twitter reply ever.
Meanwhile, for me to not go
I'm sorry,
insane.
like, go ahead.
All right.
Meanwhile, for me to not go insane after the last time we covered Turning Red, I'm playing Kingdom Hearts 3 in the background because fuck this shit.
That's just,
And that doesn't turn you insane?
Nope.
Well, I mean, if it
And I'll
isn't
tell you something.
Cyrek insane, I don't know what.
So
what
you
That's right, well,
have-
that's
Yeah.
Cyrek. I'm just fine with it.
yeah, you've got one crazy video about a lame movie, and now you have an actual crazy video game. I think it balances itself out. Two
At
nutty
least
extremes.
at least Kingdom Hearts treats the children characters better than Turning Red does.
What would you want to play?
Can't deny
Browntable,
that.
Or you want to play?
Sorry, what?
Like I said earlier, I'm calling now. If Turning Red ends in Kingdom Hearts 4, I will fucking I will.
Scream.
No, I can't see them do that. That's ridiculous.
You need to do that.
I mean, Kingdom Hearts 4 is years away, and they have the leeway.
Shove in Luca while you're at it. too.
That could work. Luca could work. He's a fun adventure.
Yeah, but they got to be gay.
Yeah, but then again, there's also the stigma against
Time to
water
cash in
levels.
on
There's the stigma against water levels that Kingdom Hearts 2 started.
I don't think that'll be a problem.
Fuck.
That'll be fine.
As long as they don't make it a musical like in Kingdom Hearts 2, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like Raul's comment. I don't even get the idea behind it, really. Like, being 13 was painfully awkward for 99% of people. Why would anyone want to be reminded of that?
Yeah, it's kind of weird because in Canada, or at least in Ontario, if she's 13, that would be grade 8. So she's still in grade school. So she's about to go into high school. And that would have been a great story because when you're in grade 8, that is the height of grade school. And then you go to grade 9, and then boom, you're on the bottom rung of the social pecking order. That would have been a good transition for her going from this to that. And then life gets even harder. And all of a sudden, boom, you transform into a bear creature. Like, that would have been great. I don't think they did that. So.
Oh, you're right. The
Unfortunately,
transition from top level elementary to bottom level high school, it's much more interesting.
Yeah, I think that the dynamics would have been worth worth the story.
Oh, exploring Canada.
But Smut.
The Asian
But unfortunately, this is woke Disney.
Yeah, but Smut, how then do we get the story of the grade schooler, the elementary schooler, selling out her body?
It'll work very well, actually.
Well, you just put an adult. You put an adult instead of a children, right?
Well,
So,
no,
that's how you fix it.
no, you could do it.
And again, I stand by the point that just the 13-year-old selling out their body is worse than all of Kingdom Hearts' lunacy combined.
Whoa, let's slow down there. It's just, let's not compare.
Yes, it is. It is. It is.
Look, she needed concert tickets. How else was she supposed to get it?
Oh,
Yeah, for the sexualized 13-year-old boys.
Anyway, let's
There were girls too.
Let's keep going. We've already wasted like 40 seconds on him talking about T-shirts and whatever. So
Show. I
It
don't
ain't
know.
Smudcast was going on to
relating
edits.
to the protagonist. And hey, even if you can't really perfectly 100% relate to the protagonist, it's the movie's goal to make you relate to this protagonist
And it
because of
failed
what
at
they're
that.
going through and how they're feeling.
wait a second. Let me rewind that. What the hell?
Yeah,
kind of-
I can't relate to selling out my body.
What was the logic behind what the frickin' hell he just said? Let's try this again.
I don't know.
The movie is trying to make us relate to the character, and it fails at that.
And they use
because all the
music.
decisions are repulsive.
Something.
Yes.
Something he said did not make sense. Let's try this again.
Even if you can't really perfectly 100% relate to the protagonist, it's the movie's goal to make you relate to this
That
protagonist
sounds really
because of
manipulative.
what they're going through and how they're feeling.
Okay, wait a second. So what he's saying is, even if you can't relate to this person, that's the point of the movie. And you're like,
You
okay,
can't-
so the movie fails at what it's trying to do.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he's putting up a straw man because he says even if you can't relate 100% to the character, and that never happens. Nobody relates to a character 100%. That is the ultimate exception to happen in your life.
I don't think this is a good argument in the first place to say
yeah.
this is the point of the movie. I don't think the point of any story is to have you relate to the main character. That's dumb. You don't just have a slice of life saying, here's the character, he's doing something relatable, and you just keep doing that. That's not a story. That's just a slice of life with random stuff happening.
You're supposed to understand the character. Not
Yeah, but
necessarily relate.
like here's a person walking their dog. I can relate to that. Here's a person buying milk. I can relate to that. Here's a it's like that's not a movie. That's not a point of any story.
Here's a not even teenage girl, barely teenage girl, trying to make money to go to a concert of boys she's fawning over. I can't relate to that because that is stupid.
Yeah, I know. It's weird.
It was stupid back then, and it's still
There were-
stupid now.
There
I
were
could
Saturday
relate
morning
to it.
cartoons that did this plot better and less creepy.
We do know girls do go gaga over boy bands back in the day, so I can understand that. I just
Even back then, it was stupid.
Yeah.
back then, the girls who grew up in my grade, I was like, why did you like all these weird groups? Back? I just whatever. They were fun to look at. Like, okay,
They're hot.
They're out.
yeah.
Why do people go crazy for Justin Bieber? Hot.
I think
girls
Oh,
like-
I hate that.
I think because at least me, he was very talented at the time, and it's amazing to see this talent coming out of like I think it was not Mississauga, but like some town in Ontario, and just boom, go from there to just
Oh, was he a Canadian?
oh yeah,
Wait, Bieber?
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Bieber was definitely Canadian. Yeah,
What the?
Yeah, you know that.
That's
What is it with Canadians employing psychological weapons lately?
that's that's something to add to Smud's shame.
yeah.
What, did you go to school with Bieber?
No, he's a bit young. Yeah.
That would have been funny.
Anyway, here's Porcelainus the Fourth. Thank you,
He
Porcelainus.
stole all Smud songs.
Honestly, X-Men Evolution, that show from the 2000s where most of the X-Men were in high school, did a better job of the high school anxieties by using the mutant abilities, and it's all tied together by a 5'5" war criminal as an authority figure. Oh, you're talking about Wolverine. I believe.
Logan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he a war criminal?
Also fantastic show. Yes.
Yeah, I was trying to compare it to other live action ones like Generation X, which had one episode.
I know for a fact that show had a voice cast of Canadians. I think.
Really?
No, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
All right, fair enough. No, it was fine. I didn't mind it. It wasn't the greatest X-Men series, but it was good.
It was still pretty good. Yeah.
I think the original probably is where all the
Logan was actually Canadian. That's cool.
Then again, the original's gonna get ruined by the fucking Disney Plus reboot.
Oh, they're doing a reboot.
Yes.
Man, come on.
And you should see who's leading the charge on that thing.
Woman.
I think Data Racer did a few tweets on her. Yes, a woman.
Oh boy.
Not just a woman, though. I'll leave that to you.
Anyway,
Moving on.
moving on. Yes.
Yeah.
And it offers you a different perspective. It offers you a perspective that isn't your own. That's what movies are supposed to do. So it's kind
That's not exactly the goal of a movie. It's like I'm gonna give you a perspective on the war that isn't your own. It's like, okay.
So if like there's like Der Untergang, like the Downfall movie, so should I like feel what Hitler felt
Yeah.
when he was like betrayed by Steiner
I can't
and
wait.
everyone else?
I can't wait.
Fake
I can't wait to have the Nazi perspective of the war. That'd be
the
great.
Nazi perspective.
Wait.
We must relate to them because we need to understand their perspectives. Like, fuck
Suddenly understanding the perspectives of characters that are not like us is important again. Actual empathy. Suddenly that counts again. Like at other times, the SJWs told us it's not made for you.
Yeah.
Now they've changed. Now it's changed again to we need to learn to relate to people different from us.
Yeah. The point of a story
Why'd that happen?
is to have a different perspective than yourself. It's like, well, then how can I relate to it?
You have to have empathy to understand Patrick Bateman in American Psycho.
Oh yeah. I'm not used to my morning routine where I exercise and put various facial creams on over my body.
Wait, so how do I empathize with Dory? I remember what happened 5 seconds ago. You?
This is a strange argument to make about any story. And he's like, well, okay, well, this is what stories do. It's like, no, dude, you're really off the mark. I could have the most unrelatable character in Guts because I can't understand what it's like to lose my arm and my eye and go hunting after an old friend who like raped and nearly murdered all my friends. It's like, okay, I can't really relate to that. But I want to watch him do it because it's cool. Like, it's cool to watch Guts be Guts. I can't understand what's going on. That's why I want to watch more.
Like
I can't understand
Shoujo, like Sailor Moon. Like, why would you watch Sailor Moon? Because you will never have these issues like women do.
Can you imagine relating to Serena?
Oh.
Like, she's like such a klutz. She's completely bonkers. She's so dumb. She's just
I know
You
girls
relate
exactly
to
like
Light
that. It's
Yagami.
repulsive.
yeah. Well,
I hate
I
to
wanted
tell the
Death
show.
Note.
I hate the girls that are like her.
yeah. Well,
They're completely useless.
She's just
Like,
nice.
at least- Yeah, Sailor Moon at least has magic powers to defeat demon things.
yeah.
The girls out there that are like her, they don't have super magic powers to defeat demon things, which makes them completely useless and boring and annoying. That's all they have.
Yes.
Although I can't say we might be able to relate to Google 13 if anyone has ever fired a gun. And then you're like, oh, that's what it's like. And then he has like, this sniping shot from 2 kilometers away or something. Whoa.
Yeah, Golgo is more than just shooting guns from really far away.
Well, about his character, it's hard to grasp his character. That's why I'm like,
Because he's also this hyper intelligent guy who exactly knows to do whenever, wherever,
right.
and say the right things to get out of a social situation. Like it's more than just firing the gun.
Yeah. But I honestly cannot relate. I really don't have the capacity to relate to Gogo 13.
I don't even. Yeah, but how could anyone? He's not human.
I know.
Honestly,
It's like a machine.
Or like Johan Liebert from.
Oh my
Monster.
God.
Like, I have to relate to him. Like,
Oh,
literally the key feature of his character that like he doesn't feel any
this
emotions.
psychopath murder genius. Like, yeah, I don't think you want anyone.
No. If you have a conscience, you cannot relate to psychopaths.
Yeah.
Psychopaths can relate to psychopaths. Could you relate to Tanya the Evil?
Oh,
I'm half and half, so
Jeez. You can have fun watching her, but you can't relate to her that much.
of course not.
I mean, I can relate to her beating up the Mary Sue.
Yeah.
We'd all like to do that.
I'm a flying evil girl with a massive gun. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to translate.
She's not evil. She's just utilitarian.
Oh yeah, sure. Okay. She
She's
enjoys
just-
killing. That's okay.
She's purely utilitarian,
Yeah.
and that you can interpret that as evil, because Atanya doesn't care. It's a bit like a psychopath. Maybe she's a sociopath. But yeah, oh god. But the passion behind that is interesting. Let's say.
All right.
But this argument, why does it come up now? The argument for empathy, when it didn't count when we were bringing up all these characters of the past, where the feminists, the broader SJWs, all the rainbow people claimed they couldn't relate to those characters because they're not women, they're not black, they're not gay,
Yeah.
and so on. Why couldn't they relate to those characters that are not black, female, gay, and so on? Why didn't that work?
Yeah. The same with the movie.
Why did they need representation all the time?
With the movie Soul, I believe it's the actor, or sorry, the pianist / music teacher who gets a break to be in a band, and he's black man, and he loses his soul, and he walks around in spirit form and all this just to get his soul back and his body back. It's like, okay, I understand what's going on here. It doesn't matter if he's black. It really doesn't matter if he's a guy.
Because he's white on the inside.
Okay. It
But
doesn't.
the white soul, I'm just saying.
It makes sense that you'd have a black dude be into jazz and teach it and love it. Like that makes sense. So it's like, yeah, it's a good characterization. It's totally fine where he is. So he doesn't have to be anything else. But it's not like I can't understand what's going on in the story. So that's fine. Anyway, here's Sergeant Major Misogyny. Okay. How do I like Watchmen? I can't personally relate to most of the characters. I'm not a smiley right-wing ginger hobo who hates fingers, and I'm not a nihilistic psychopathic war criminal. Remember, guys, we're talking about a Browntable video here. It would be nice if these guys had a universal criticism that they would apply to stories and keep using it so that's consistent and makes sense. And that's all he had to say. It was like, this is my criteria. We have to relate to characters. I relate to the character. Therefore, I like the story. And then you say, if you don't understand the story or don't understand the character, you can't relate to them. Therefore, you won't like the story. There's all kinds of arguments you can make from that. So long as you're consistent with your understanding of stories, that would be nice. But he's just pulling this one out of nowhere. So you have to relate. The story is always trying to make you relate to the character. It's like, that doesn't make any sense. It's not a story. It's just girl does thing that you might recognize subjectively, which is weird because not everyone was a little girl growing up in Toronto and playing the clarinet or whatever, flute or piccolo, whatever she plays, and doing well on your calculus. Or actually, no, there was no calculus in grade 8. Yeah, it's a strange take. I don't know why he brought this up. Anyway.
Kind of interesting that's kind of a thing that's been going on, as well as how if you check out the user reviews for this movie, there's some reviews of moms going like, I can't believe I let my child see this movie. And it's a little odd because there's really nothing.
All right, so in this case, he can relate to the characters in the story, but he can't relate to a mom and her explanation in a review why they don't like the story.
I bet he's going to gloss over the actual criticisms that people bring up, and it's not just moms, it's not just dads, children, that the movie is aimed at don't like it.
Right. That's important. Those are the
Because
reviews.
movies like this, stories like this, characters like this, they are too cringe.
The kids.
And that is
know-
just it's just so funny that even the kids don't like it.
This is a repulsive girl, and I have a feeling that she is modeled after a female employee of Pixar with borderline personality disorder.
I'm thinking
Because she's acting all the way. She is basically Rose Tico.
she is exaggerating everything. I think that's the point of the comedy in the story. So, in order
you can do that also. You can do that well.
there's
Or
all
you
kinds
can
of
do this in this repulsive way.
there's all kinds of ways of doing comedy in a kids show. The easy way is just to over exaggerate everything because you have over exaggeration in the animation when people get excited or scared or whatever emotion they've got, and that's normal. So you don't even have to do that in the comedic sense. You could just have it be Pixar animation. That's fine. But she is almost a caricature of what it means to be an exaggerated high schooler. So,
Yeah, but Legacy puts it right. Yes, of course mothers don't like this movie because twerking from a 13-year-old girl.
who transforms into a giant.
But that's that is just to hide that. Imagine her doing all these movements without the panda transformation. And grossing her mother out with it.
That is
This
strange. Yes.
And that is why parents, that is one of many reasons why parents don't want their kids, their little girls especially, not watch a movie like this, because kids, if they pick up on this stuff, because kids copy stuff they see, that's how they get socialized. Then start working at their mothers because it's fun, because they saw it in the movie.
Was twerking even a thing? I don't even think so back in the early 2000s.
No, there's a lot of there were a lot of what's the word? Achronological things.
Oh, so stuff that wasn't. Oh, I know what you mean.
There's several of those anachronisms.
Yes, thank you.
That's the word.
Yeah,
There are a few of those in that movie that don't fit at all.
Oh, I was watching Monkey Jones take on Turning Red, and even he called out the bullshit that when he was in middle school, no one had fucking cell phones. Get out of here with that.
Yeah,
not in that year.
There were flip
that
phones.
was a few years later.
Yeah, there were flip phones, but very few people. I'm not talking even students. I'm talking about people didn't even have a like a Nokia, one of those brick phones or candy bar phones or anything like that. And
the more like 2005 would fit better. This movie is supposedly in 2002.
And that's as a result. Early. That's as a result of the influence of America, because they had cellular technology way more than we did, for like at least 2 years ahead of us. And then we would get the technology slowly as Bell adopted it and Rogers adopted it, and there was like sidekicks. I think what's her name? That female singer at the time, Britney Spears. She was popularizing it. She was like one of the poster boys for the sidekick. I think it was T-Mobile, the company. And like all these other gadgets and gizmos that we never got until, here's a cheap Nokia. And we have cellular towers. They were using the CN tower. They were using all these other relays for cellular tech. But that took a while. So, yeah, weird stuff. Anyway.
Wrong with it? I don't know if the editor will be able to find this review. Probably not. But there was a review I saw that was like, oh man, I showed this to my 9 and 10-year-old boys, and like now they're asking what periods are? What am I supposed to do? What am I gonna do? Issue. Like, this is awful. How could you put this in a movie? And it's like, dude, that's like the most natural thing, like, in human history. Like,
no, you bloody idiot.
What?
No, you bloody idiot. That's not the thing. It's not. Parents should be able to decide when they bring up these issues to their kids, and not some random ass movie on the screen.
For kids, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, why are you taking that away from the parents? Why are you forcing it on the parents at a time that they can't choose it? Like if anything, that's the trouble of the mother in the movie. That the thing happens before the mother was ready for it, because she wanted to talk with her girl about it and prepare her for all the stuff. But then it happened out of the blue. And the movie, this is the irony here, the movie does exactly that with the kids of other parents, forcing the issue onto them, having to talk about it when they didn't want to yet.
All right.
I find that ironic.
Here is JJJ Madness one more time. This is the problem I constantly find with most young artists, because many are massive narcissists and they're far too self-indulgent that they keep writing stories for themselves. Okay.
I agree.
I don't mind the egotistical artist or writer. I think that's normal, in fact. You have to have an ego to make anything. You can't just I'm going to paint a picture for creative reasons. I just feel like doing it. Not really, unless you're learning to draw or paint. I've met a few guys like that, and they're very humble and they're just interested in doing that technical thing.
Yeah, but that's different from a narcissist.
Well, yeah, but when you're creating art, like a story or a comic book or an animation, you got to have I have a dream, I have a vision, and I want to do X, and that's my goal. Like a producer of a
certain
movie.
pride.
There is pride behind it. You could put other ego behind it as well, but for the most part, you need a guy or girl, whomever, who's this is what we're doing. This is what I'm doing. You could follow along with me, but we're not deviating from our goal. That's what you kind of need in any creative endeavor. And sometimes that gets, shaved down, faded as time goes by. But usually it's 90% clear as more ideas come in and you argue and you fight over creative control and vision. So you need that ego driving the ship. And that's fine, whether it's only one person driving the ship or two or more. So I get that ego and narcissism are sort of together at times, but they don't have to be. You just need a lot of passion in your endeavor, and that's anything in life. That's not just creativity. So you gotta feel some pride whenever you finish something. It's very important. Anyway.
Their kids can totally watch murder, but one of the most natural things that occurs to a woman.
All right. That's.
Don't like the way
you don't
phrased
take
that.
your 12-year-old to see Endgame.
Okay.
Wait,
So-
hold on.
So
Rewind
Infinity
that, though.
War.
So
What did you say? Murder?
when we talk about
Yes, go.
conflict in stories, we talk about why a character's trying to get from A to B and how they get there, and they have to go over hurdles. That's conflict. There's a thing imposing you. The most simplest form of conflict is a fight. It's I can't get here, you're in my way, get out of my physical path, or we're going to fight. The end of the fight in extremes is death. That's easy to grasp, and you can see that with your siblings, with your friends. You're fighting on the playground or whatever, and someone gets hurt. And you go, oh, hurting is bad because I fell down and hurt myself. This is a very simple thing to understand. And death is the end result of that, and kids will figure that out very quickly. So that is a heck of a lot more common than menstrual periods in women. Mm-hmm. And I think pain and suffering and not getting your way and throwing temper tantrums, that's very early on in life for kids, especially 4, 3, 2-year-olds. They figure that out very quickly. A little bit more important than a bunch of women or girls becoming adolescents. So I don't know, sir. Maybe you are not formulating your ideas properly here. Something's wrong.
It's natural, okay? Just like birth.
Here is
Raul in the chat said, I mean, I think parents should watch the movies over before presenting them to their children, so they should take partial responsibility.
Nowadays.
But yeah, this movie has issues. I disagree in part with this. There is something about it, yes, but that is in part what the parental guidance system is for.
Sure.
To give you a heads up, as well as the reputation of a company like Pixar and Disney. When you go into a movie from Disney or Pixar or even DreamWorks, you do not expect it to preach weird sexual crap at your child. That is the reputation that these companies had. That reputation is done now.
Okay, here's Jack Hoff. Hey, Jack Hoff. The way this movie presents the early 2000s seems like someone young heard their older sister describe what it was like. Back then, middle school was always about making bongs out of Snapple bottles and mimicking jackass stunts.
Oh, God. I guess that's an evolutionary bottleneck.
I don't know.
Not for boys, though.
I think Mad TV was still on the air. I don't know about Jackass. I'm sure there were Jackass movies or movies like that coming out, but I never watched any. Can't say. Hard to.
I just know people like to snort things up their nose. That was the thing.
Really?
At least in my hometown, yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Here's Mariner 1712. I love how the Asian main character in Turning Red as World War II era slap-a-jap propaganda buck teeth stay classy Disney. Okay.
that's a way to interpret the CalArts tombstone teeth.
I can
Return to formula.
I can relate to this character because they remind me of the World War II Japanese depictions. Okay.
Oh,
In cartoons.
Memes incoming.
Yeah, wow. All right, let's keep going.
That's insane. You're insane, but whatever. That's.
Do you have children?
How's it going? Welcome back to Uncommentary, where I talk about what I want to talk about.
Does this guy have
and
children?
Stop
No.
He's
And today we're gonna be
22.
talking about
What do you
turning
think?
red, and I'm turning red with excitement. Actually, if you're still watching this video,
I'm
'cause I
turning
feel
red
like I
with
came in a
fury.
little strong. Thank you. Thank you. You're still here. So, this movie, right? I had a lot of issues with it at the beginning. When I first saw the trailer, I was kind of confused as to what they were trying to do. It's like this girl, I was assuming, would be humbled by the movie because of how kind of pompous and obnoxious she was being. I found it kind of cringe, the first trailer. And that was me at the beginning.
That was the entire
when I watched
movie.
the movie, I fully understood that this wasn't cringe because she thinks she's hot shit. This is cringe because she's 13. And the movie makes it clear that it's like...
Who cares why?
What?
It's the
Who wants to watch cringe?
It doesn't matter why. She's still cringy.
Yeah, you know, this is what you don't get, Mr. Browntable. Kids also, at large, do not like watching cringe. There
Especially...
is this very, very small subset of people who like cringe humor.
Especially when it's things that they could say, oh, this is like Sally down the street. Oh, God. Oh, I don't want to see Sally any... Oh, no, it's the whole movie.
Like he's never heard of sophisticated children or something.
Kids aren't that stupid. When they see something they don't like, they go, oh, do I have to do this? Do I have to sit here?
I'd rather study. Thank you.
Yeah. He's giving me an excuse for the same outcome, which is cringe. It's okay. It's a different kind of cringe. You're like, what? Dude,
It's cringe because it's kids.
Cringe is bad. You don't say that as a positive. It's not, unless we're doing a study on children's growth or whatever, and it's like
the autopsy of Turning Red.
It's some sort of learning, teaching documentary thing. But no, this is for kids. This is for fun. It's not fun. It makes you go ugh.
Yeah, look, when I was still one digit, for some reason, Yellow Submarine was running on TV.
Oh yeah.
And I thought that was ugh.
The animation?
Yes.
Not everyone likes the animation is a bit I wouldn't say unique.
Terrifying.
It's a bit strange. It's like,
have you ever
weird.
seen Fritz the Cat?
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
It's all right.
Which, by the way, was a deliberate subversive plot by socialists to make children watch a sexualized cartoon that would slip past any broadcasting studios and parents because of the assumption that all cartoons are for children.
But how? Like it was advertised as 18 plus. It's for adults. Like it was even on the poster.
Great. Then
Or
why
in Germany,
did it, why,
probably only. Okay.
Yeah, then why did it run on after
Because Germans are retarded. That's why. Like, I'm sorry, but like your government is retarded. End of story. Let's move on.
All right.
Yes, you are completely correct.
Kids
All right.
do really cringe shit, and it never makes it seem like they're superior to anyone else. They're actually kind of lame, and I love that. I love how the movie emphasizes.
You would be a
Can we
horrible
capitalize on that statement?
Wait.
They're
This
kind of
guy is
lame.
insane.
I like it.
Let's just
This
slow
man
down
would
here.
be a horrible parent.
Okay, so the idea behind, let's say, the Breakfast Club, or these shows where it's like, okay, here's adolescence. Oh my God, it's so painful. We're gonna make a movie about that. We're gonna make it a drama. Maybe there's some comedy. It's slice of life. Sometimes that's painful to watch, but there's usually some sort of moral or ethic or reason that you learn from these characters. You're not just sitting there for entertainment purposes, because not everyone's going to like watching a bunch of adolescents go through school in detention for 2 days or whatever the plot of those
Yeah,
movies
but the Breakfast Club is not cringe.
to some
Breakfast Club
people.
is one of the most amazing written movies ever made.
Oh no, to some people it is, but I'm just saying, if you're going to go that route with these topics, you have to make it entertaining to your audience in as many ways as possible. Like Ferris Bueller's Day Off is one of those films where you go, okay, what would happen if you had a rich friend, you're both on some weird lie that you can get out of school, what would you do? So that's an adventure. It turns into this crazy life lesson and outlook on what you want to do with your future, and romance and all these other things. So you have to make it interesting. You have to make it worthwhile. This guy's saying, oh, this is crap. I love it. You're like, what? Dude.
But this guy
Why-
can
why-
watch
how does he
kids
expect
eating their own
children to
burgers
like
and
crap?
get by that shit.
Yeah.
But he doesn't understand humor. That's why.
My
So
kid can't.
gross. I love
He
it.
lives,
He is
he lives
not
in this
human.
like wonderful bubble, and like it's seemingly it's not gonna burst. Like he doesn't like really engage with the kind of people that would question him. Like, because I know someone personally who has tried to reason with him, and what he did is he just like completely blocked him off and like called him like a phobe thing. It's just like they're not gonna get through. Like he likes to live in this bubble. Let him do that. The clown has to give us a show.
What kind of phobe though?
I just imagine this guy having.
Was he accusing him? Was he
This
saying he
kid
was a homophobe?
I think it was like about like a recent like political bill that was passing by, and then the person was like asking him that like but like that's not exactly like what they were talking about, and then like he was like, oh, like you're that type, oh, just get out of here, something along that.
Yeah.
And then he banned him.
You're of a certain demographic with certain political beliefs contrary to mine, therefore your argument is irrelevant, which doesn't make sense if you're going to argue with
With
someone.
better wording, yes.
Yeah. Okay, well, at least we know where he's coming from, which is this bizarre world of pain and suffering and bad quality storytelling. But okay, that's what he likes. Fair enough. Here is. Here's
But he expects children to like it.
I don't know. That's weird.
My kid can't walk with his 2 legs. That's great.
Yeah. Here.
My kid's a loser, guys. Is that awesome?
I'm the proud parent of a loser.
Here's Legacy for the $9.99. How's it going, Legacy? I relate to a Martian, a teenage robot, and hell, even Chads and Mad Lads like Hulk and Rampage and Beast Wars, because I don't judge things by their outer shells, but who they are as characters. There we go. See, that's that is the focus. We want characters to be relatable, or at least be interesting enough for us to want to learn about them. If we can't relate to a thing, we have to be hooked into whatever they're doing. And that could be their plot, that could be their interests, that could be their how they walk down the street. It doesn't really matter what. There's something attractive about them that what makes you want to pay attention outside of you being unable to relate to a Asian 13-year-old girl. So, all right, Tyler Preston. Thank you, sir. Mom, Hey kid, do you want a movie about a spastic Asian girl turning into a red panda whenever she's on her period? Oh dear. Or do you want to watch a show of a trio of teenage aliens becoming a giant robot to fight monsters? Child, giant robot, please. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well. That was the 80s, at least the giant robot part. So the Grandizer and Voltron comes to mind. 80s. Can't go wrong with the 80s. We always miss the 80s for some reason. I don't know why. All right. The JJJ Madness. One more super chat. We'll get on with the video. Oh, God. Who wants to bet he thought the Shinji bed scene at the end of Evangelion was so brilliant?
Yes.
But the bad scene was at the beginning of the end of Evangelion.
Yeah.
I don't know what pirated version he's.
Maybe JJJ Madness means the one in the Rebuild Evangelion.
I apologize, my joke was too weak.
Okay.
I mean, you were right.
I know!
Oh, boy. Anyway, one more. Porcelain is the fourth. I like that this group of kids are total losers. This man is praising the bare minimum. Most animated products whose main characters are kids typically revolve around them being losers. Regular show, Ed, and Eddie, Hey Arnold, etc., etc. So there's nothing wrong with having slice of life stories. It's not plot centric. It's always about some weird, crazy, goofy thing happening to average kids in a fantastical sort of way. And we see that with South Park.
So many of these shows just felt like filler material of the day. Like not anything interesting or something that kept you to the TV or taught you anything.
Hey Arnold,
very rare.
It was sort of like that because babies talking. It's coming from the perspective of the babies. The parents wanted to tell a story like that. There's
no, that's Rugrats.
Well, that was Rugrats.
That's Rugrats.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Rugrats is the guy with the. Hey Arnold is the thing with the football-shaped head.
Oh right, sorry. Yeah. Okay, now I remember. There's lots of shows
that
I
makes
did not
more
watch.
sense.
There's lots of shows I did not watch, but some of them I was like, okay.
I only remember that the dumb bully guy at some point turned less bully and had a bar mitzvah.
Okay.
And that was that.
Yeah, so there are shows for kids which are mundane and slice of life, and they have to go into their imaginary worlds to have fantasies and go on adventures. So same with Garfield, all these shows for kids, they're very innocent. They're very straightforward. And they're also very quick. They're not like 22 minutes long. There's like 8 minutes here, 12 minutes there. And they're either in between shows or they're heavily padded with advertisements or whatever, depending on which station got them. So to get a long-running show like Bobby's World or Batman, like that takes some serious writing and quality animation. So, yeah, I don't know. I can't see this. If this was turned into like a series, I don't know if Pixar does that. Does Pixar do like miniseries?
Oh God, please no.
They do. Like there are some on Disney Plus, I believe.
Yeah.
Kung Fu Panda had a show.
Okay. Yeah, that could work. That's fun.
Had a couple seasons. Of course, the quality was much lower because it was a series.
For sure.
But a few episodes weren't even that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a decent show.
That's the idea, I think, behind the Transformers take on, like, it's a cool idea. Like, you got robots turn into cars or animals or insects. Like, that's interesting.
Or Triple Changes, where they turn to a tank and a jet.
Really? They turn into 3 things? Oh.
Yeah.
Cool. I didn't know that.
You never heard that?
I remember the toys, which had like 50 or 60 different moves to get from A to B. I didn't know there were 3 sets of transformations. But to a kid, that's...
One character, it's like, what's Blitzwing? Yeah, he turns into a jet or a tank, whatever you want.
Really? Cool. That's awesome.
I think the Generation 1 was more simple than like the ones that we have now.
Yeah, I'm just trying to imagine like Turning Red as a show? Like, what would be the appeal? Like the adventures of her transforming self
What would
amongst
be-
what?
And going into
What
adventures
would be
in
the
Canada? I
topic?
don't know.
Yeah, it would have to be something mundane and believable, and then she turns into a panda and breaks things, or I don't know.
Well, I
Believe
mean,
it.
wasn't the plot sort of like, oh, she was gonna fight evil or something? Like,
Oh,
it
yeah.
could have
Would
been a
expect.
superhero movie.
Oh yeah, that was the original. I think one of the first pitches, and then they scrapped it for this.
Why
Why didn't you take the kooky route? I'd rather go that one instead.
want to do a slice of life? Make
Fuck
it
you,
cringe.
slice of life. I want the fun adventure.
All right. Here's Mariners 1712. Buzz Lightyear of Star Command is peak Disney, so of course they're intent on memory holing it. I think you're referring to what's happening with that whole franchise. They're
What, Lightyear?
Buzz Light. Yeah, they're turning. Was there a gay kiss or something like that? Or
Yeah, that they're putting a gay kiss in explicitly.
Yeah.
What?
Yes. Did you
As
not hear
well
this?
as protest
Oh.
against the anti-groomer bill.
Wait, where? Where's the gay kiss? Oh God, no.
In
It's
Lightyear, we
gonna
don't
be-
know where it
It's gonna
is.
be the lady.
I know, but where? In the
all is the
movie or the
donuts.
trailer.
The lady.
You will see it. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Oh. God damn it.
Disney, what are you doing? I think a lot of people
Grooming children.
are I think a lot of people have stopped watching Disney Plus content as of
Long
late
time ago.
because of that announcement last week.
Oh no, they got Daredevil. People are gonna watch it again.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
they're completely they're killing their brand. They're killing the brand, and it seems like I was right about the plus being a sign of socialist activists having taken over a group or organization or company.
Ooh.
This is
With the
atheism.
C++ language.
This is atheism plus all over again, only now with the
Yes,
streaming
yes,
service.
yes. Every time.
Paramount Plus.
When we got
Turn to 9.
like we had Al Jazeera, and Al Jazeera Plus brings social justice propaganda. Like both are funded by Qatar, of course, which is not a nice country at all. But Al Jazeera Plus is social justice propaganda. Of course, to weaken the West deliberately. They know they're doing it to fuck us up because they don't like us. But it's just funny that every time there is a plus, it's like they're putting their little flag somewhere. Like when the Americans put their flag in the moon, like, boop, this is ours now. This is the plus for the socialists, where they signal each other, we've taken this over now. The other company adds a plus on some servers of theirs, so that the others know, hey, we've taken this over now. It's like the Illuminati putting signs everywhere, so that you know that this place is actually ruled by them, but only if you know the code. Just that this is actually real.
Yeah.
One giant leap for terrorism.
Yeah, look at when Games Workshop started Warhammer Plus. That was around the same time that more and more of the social justice pandering happened, and they started pandering to Black Lives Matter and started to write these Warhammer is for everyone except for you,
War.
except you.
Except for you, proceeds to kick them out.
Warhammer is the most
Yeah.
violent thing I've ever or heard about, and it's like, no, I don't think that's for everyone. Anyway. Okay, 3 minutes, 15 seconds. Let's keep going.
Yes, in their minds, this is like, they're so cool, they're so awesome. Look, I have a bus card that they can use
That's
to take the
adult.
bus, and they call themselves adults. Well, May does, the protagonist of the story. And the viewer takes this in, not really as like, oh, she thinks she's hot shit, but more so like, oh, she's a kid and has no idea it's a car. They're supposed to see a kid who thinks they're an adult and has no idea what they're talking
Was that
about.
supposed to
So
be
later,
their
when she's
key?
actually confronted with adult stuff, like puberty and reevaluating her relationship with her mother, like that's when you start to realize this is what adulthood is like, and not what she was assuming it was previously. And I find May to personally be a really relatable protagonist because
How?
she's just like us. She's supposed to be the cringy 13-year-old kid.
I don't want to be
we all-
reminded of that. Get out of here with that.
So is Browntable 13?
Uh,
Well, he is
He acts like
technically,
13, so
He
at
likes
least that's right.
or rather, he likes the fact that he dislikes it. I don't know. It's something like that. And this feels like
Ow.
I'm in Spadina, like looking at this
Are kids really supposed to pick up on this?
Is this coping?
I don't know.
Is he being paid for this?
Yes.
Usually when we talk about writing, it comes from a place of suffering and pain, and I don't think I've ever heard it come from a place of cringe. I've never... like, I'm inspired by my cringy childhood. It's like, no, I don't think I've ever heard anyone write like that before.
I can't imagine that the Rainbow Brigade would do that. If you read their webcomics that these people make, they are cringe topics.
Yeah, that's
like, oh, look how socially awkward I am here and there, and
it's not even that she's cringy. She sells her body so she can get concert tickets. Like,
her whole demeanor is cringy.
Right.
Was Browntable selling his body for concert tickets?
Yes,
like
he is literally doing that right now
because he wanted to see NSYNC.
Fun. Anyway, let's
Backstreet Boys. Huh?
Let's keep going.
All were. It's just that this movie is set in, the 2000s, and so some of us, we were older, or some of us are younger, but like this idea of like what a child is supposed to be and what they go through, especially in puberty, the movie really portrays that.
No, it doesn't.
I think
no, it doesn't at all.
The movie.
It doesn't at all. What the hell are you talking about?
The knockers bullshit.
How about you go watch Inside Out?
I think that's much better. That tackles that much better.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm actually gonna say it, but yes, please watching that movie instead.
Really?
It's
Inside Out tackles emotional growth with actually good metaphor.
And she doesn't sell her body to get concert tickets.
Yes.
Okay. Here's Mariner.
Repeatedly.
Here's Mariner 1712. Thanks again. Yes, as Wisp has said before, Soak Just Kids Outreach is focused entirely on eliminating childhood as both theory and practice. That's why Brown Shirt loves it. What? They want to eliminate childhood?
Oh,
well,
yes.
in that case, you are
that's the point. That's the point. I didn't formulate it like that so far, but that is a good way to put it, because it all moves into this: children can give consent.
Wow.
Children need to vote younger. Children need to do all these things. We have this whole issue. Children need to be able to decide on transitioning at any age.
Oh God.
So by giving them all of these things, at the end, the logical conclusion is, well, children can decide all of these things that only adults should. So they must also be able, consequentially, to consent to sexual intercourse. And that is the end game of all of this.
Much.
And you only get this by pretending that children function the exact same way as adults and thereby are not children. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
That's a bit strange.
Well, a horrible way to put it, but I think it's correct.
I think
even the.
Go ahead.
You were saying?
Well, I was about to say that even the social studies people who study children, like there's a whole child psych element to sociology for studying children, that they say this is a whole period of growth, and then there's the study of adolescence, there's a study of young adulthood. Adulthood.
I wouldn't put pedagogics and psychology at the same as sociology.
No. But you could look at the entire world of childhood in every culture, and there's so much to study, and there are elements of psychology there. I don't think even the sociologists would say that's a good idea to eliminate.
Oh, the activists want to do, and sociology is full of these activists, because sociology allows them way more to just do pseudoscience shenanigans. That is the whole problem of that field. There are good sociologists. They are out there. They are few in number, but they are out there. The vast majority, however, is bollocks, and is just trying to drive this crap forward. That's the scary bit.
Okay. Well,
And yes, there is a lot of interesting psychology we have known for many decades about children's psychology and developmental stages, etc. However, the pedophile activists don't care about that.
I was gonna add, I think the Disney president, what was her name? Carrie Burke. Apparently, she has like 2 queer children, 1 pansexual child, and 1 transgender child.
Yeah,
and I don't know if you've recently heard that Disney does have this gay agenda that they're in for.
So she has a child. How old are these children?
I don't know.
It's not disclosed, but like the fact that they are still children, and like he's bragging about that, like there's a pansexual child. That's just it's just like how can you defend that?
Or for Disney,
and it's such a high position as well.
I didn't catch the position.
It was like co-CEO.
I believe she's the president, actually.
But not the like direct CEO, but yeah, like someone like second in command.
Second level?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe. Yeah, she wants more inclusivity, LGBTQIA+.
They came out right after like they just like started like tackling the bush. They're like, hey, like this is like not right.
Yeah, and pansexual is usually something that girls adopt, not boys. So it's very likely it's all social contagion stuff. Maybe even put on them by the mother. Who knows?
Okay, here's a great one. Here's Funko Pop Hitler. We all
that might actually not look shit.
Yeah, we all once.
Yeah,
I just like that.
I just love that now.
I want a Funko Pop Hitler. Yeah, that'd be great.
Merchandise that, Smud.
Oh God, no. No thanks. We all once had the mindset of being a cringe 13-year-old on or in Twitter. Speak a cringe minor. Problem is that this nigga is in that mindset at age 30. I don't know.
Did you just say the N word?
Well, I'm just reading what's.
No, he pronounced a completely different word.
Yeah, it's.
I know it sounded really similar.
It had I'm damn sure it had an H at the end.
Hopefully, YouTube doesn't block this stream.
I had to add some consonants, to make it sound appropriate.
H.
All right, one more, then we'll get on with the video. With the Donkey King, Whisp. Can't wait to be clad in black and burn down the propaganda from our institute. Oh my God, for sexual Wissenschaft.
Very good.
This is all giving away to a justified rise in moral fascism. Embrace tradition.
Yeah, I can understand.
Okay. All right. Thanks for that wonderful gem. That was fun to pronounce. We're at 420. Okay, let's keep going.
The scene I was able to relate to the most, other than some of the family stuff, was when she decides to draw her crush and her together in her little notebook. And I remember this clearly because when I was like 10, I used to draw way lewder stuff than that.
That was not funny. That was not funny. You creepy gay pedo craphead.
That caught me by surprise. I don't. Was that Mario Sonic?
Yes. Like how? Why would you put this in a public video?
How can you put this on YouTube and not get your ass kicked off?
So this guy loves this movie for the number one reason because she drew romantic whatever drawings in her notebook, which, as we all know, is pretty cringy. That's pretty.
It's like the definition of it.
Yeah, girls drawing like princes with wings and all kinds of bullshit.
Well, who did he draw though?
I don't.
Did he draw a girl? And
apparently, do you really want to know?
Apparently, it's worse than that, and he's not going to tell us. Thank God. And he's okay with it. Yeah, I was pretty perverted when I was like 10. I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? Like, holy shit, like, dude.
Something was very wrong with you. And did somebody touch you when you were a kid?
Yes, this is like, oh God, this explains so much. Why you?
I
can't, like, dude, like, don't reveal this.
I used to write poetry for women. I mean,
Wasn't
the
it
girl.
rotoscope?
No. No, I really don't hope. I really don't think that
Better not be rotoscope.
this guy was like getting frames from a porno and like.
Yeah. Mike has a
What?
point. Mike has a point. Yeah, because I do a lot of animations, so yes, it's probably is a rotoscope because it was too fluid to be like imagination.
That did not feel like it should be animated the way.
Yes.
I at least was writing clumsy poetry at that age because I like literature. But what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, but you're like normal person by comparison to this.
Which is really saying a lot, isn't it?
I don't mind if people who are adults draw stuff like that because maybe that's the industry they want to get into or they're mature enough to figure this out. But if you're 9 or 10, wow, that's either something you do as a joke, but you don't do it in in your room. That's weird.
I'm just wondering if a kid is supposed to grasp onto that. Like, she draws pictures like I do.
No, don't do it. No.
I can't even get to it. I can't find it.
Just 1 second.
I think it's gonna be here.
No.
It's gonna be here.
No, I'm just trying. I failed.
So, we will get
just
taken off
close
from
your eyes.
YouTube for that. He won't.
Well, he already said the N-word, so I mean, it's too late now.
All right.
No, he didn't say that. He said the word with an H at the end.
Come on, YouTube is deaf. They're not going to care. They're going to block us anyway.
All right. So JJ Manis says, I knew it. He's a shipper. I'm not sure what he is at this point. He's a creepy kid. That's what he was.
He's definitely not funny.
Yeah.
No, I think
ships
like from
himself
now on, the
and-
Browntable
yeah.
should be like definition of like all the condensed cringe. Like,
He's
I
one of
remember
those-
like he had like very like weird things to say when he was covering that Captain Marvel video. Is that he said like, well, if I had these powers and someone like harassed me like this,
That
I
guy
would
would
just
be
blow them
toast.
up.
Wait, Mark, are you like if
Yes,
Oh, wait,
he
if a
said
woman-
that. He
a woman
fucking
touches
said
him,
that.
he would use his powers against her? Is that what you're saying?
No. If like someone would like touch him, but like he doesn't want that, which probably happens a lot, in this life. He would like use force to like use his powers to like abuse the other one.
Even if it was a woman?
I don't know.
These are fantasies kids have.
Depends on like where do you align politically.
Oh God. Well, this is what happens when you're a kid and you're like, well, if my bullies left me alone, I would blow them away with psychic blasts or whatever from I don't know, watching too much X-Men. That's fine. That's normal. Yeah, you want to destroy your enemies because they make you feel bad. Once you're an adult, though, that's like, okay, come on.
Yeah, it's an adult. It's like you have to think about what that means.
My issue here is I do not know when he's being sarcastic, and I don't think that's due to my autism.
I don't
I
think
think that's
he
due
knows
to him
himself.
just doing this Schrödinger's joke thing, where he's putting out stuff the exact same way that he says everything else, and if ever he's pressed on it, he'll say, "Oh, it's just a joke."
Yeah. Well. Okay. Here's Funko Pop Osama bin Laden. All right. Oh my God, you guys! Browntable is actually Chris Chan in disguise. It's all a trick.
Oh God, no.
Oh, he's the Mexican Chris Chan. Okay.
But
No, he's not Mexican. He's Filipino.
Yeah. But on a serious note,
Filipino?
this
Yes.
man watched.
Just look at him.
Yeah, I think he's probably Filipino. This
Isn't
man.
he half and half though?
No. Filipinos are like conquered by the Spanish, so technically,
He
yeah.
loves Miles Morales.
Well,
He's like, he speaks Spanish. I like him now.
Okay.
He is a brown table.
This man watched porno at a young age, and it ruined his ass. This is classic fatherless behavior. Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a sodomite. Oh no.
Oh, jeez. All right. Anyway. Whew. Let's keep going.
Way lewder stuff than that.
Ah,
I'm not gonna say what I
found
drew.
it.
Only one person in the world other than my parents knows what I drew, and they're probably watching this video and going like, I know what it is, you freak. But yeah, I was 10 and it was weird, and my parents found my
You
notebook
did that
and
at
they were
10?
like, what the fuck fuck are you drawing? They grabbed the notebook and just like had to like rip the pages out, and they're like, there's too much loot.
Thank the Lord. But it didn't stop.
This is not just loot. This is beyond loot.
And yeah, seeing that scene basically animated into this movie was like, it blew my mind. It blew my mind. It was so cool, and it was such a.
Wait, that blew your mind?
Because he had the same thing happen, but with Mario and Sonic porn, with gay Mario and Sonic porn at age 10.
I could
Maybe
imagine-
hold on.
Molested him. You don't do that at 10.
No, I was gonna say maybe that's a sign that you were wrong the whole time, dude.
This is a subjective argument. I can relate to this scene so much because back when I was 10, I was a gigantic pervert. And this girl is not so much a gigantic pervert.
Yeah, it blew your mind because the movie knows how much of a pervert you are. That's great. Yeah, I've had similar things happen to me too. A movie did something. I recognized it. It blew my mind. Oh, jeez.
Boys don't have that level of sexual fantasies at 10.
Well, even then, it's a very subjective thing.
You'd
to
be
state.
surprised.
It could be anything like, I went bowling when I was 7 too, and I got a strike. It was amazing, and so is this girl. It's like, okay, whatever.
No, oh god.
Yeah, my father never came back. Blew my mind. It's
I am 80% sure this guy was molested as a kid and maybe doesn't remember it.
Oh boy. All right, let's keep going.
that's why he draws pictures, and that's why the dad ripped it up.
Great, Scott. Thanks for the 3. I literally clicked on and saw my childhood ruined in the span of 5 seconds. What the hell is this video? Now you know how we feel. Yeah.
You want to see it again, Scott?
No, we're good. We're fine. Let's keep going.
That's what makes this video good, because
It's cringy. Yeah, that's what everything.
Because it's bad. It's supposed to be shitty.
Yeah.
Wait, a good video is good because it's bad. Paradox.
well, because it's cringe.
Well, okay.
Beyond but bad.
We can make the argument for certain B movies. We can do that with very well known ones, but for kids films, not so much. That you're looking at a genre specific for a certain goal.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And
the normal reaction to a kid seeing something cringy is to turn away from it, and do something else,
and cry and run or whatever the case may be. So, okay, all right, never mind. Let's keep going.
Great way to start this movie because I immediately was like, I'm in. I know who May is. She's me. And so when she goes through this puberty
She's me,
phase,
okay.
she becomes the red panda, which is it's symbolic for like, I guess literally periods and puberty. You start to realize like, oh yeah, like.
So can someone explain this to me, because I never understood how this was supposed to be like her period. Like,
because it's red, and it's starting at that time.
I know, but you have the
I have like a box of those.
You have the backstory of like what the panda means and stuff, and it's not that. I don't see
but
how
the whole thing is played out that way, as it happens when you grow up, when you come of age, and the whole thing is played out as a joke with all the words relating to having a period. That's it. The entire thing is played out exactly like that. It is the most blatant metaphor imaginable. And yes, by saying the panda is you growing up, that means it is representative. It is metaphorical for your maturing body. So she selling out, making photos with, getting into scenes with, and having people ride on her panda, her maturing body. Yes, that is a that is a metaphor.
Why did you
for
have
her
to?
selling
Why did
herself
you
out.
remind me of that?
Panda?
Stop.
I call my thing the penguin.
Okay, that's funny.
That is funny.
Yes, my thing. Okay.
My hot dog.
Okay, here's JJJ Madness. Thanks again for the 5. This is basically Saber Spark all over again. Oh, really? A broken childhood resulted in having really awful taste in movies that support grooming.
Yeah, why do you think I haven't said much? It's a repeat of Saber Spark's video, pretty much.
All right.
Was that? I forgot what that was. Was that yesterday?
No, it was days ago. It was last week, I think.
Days ago. How am I supposed to remember days ago? I'm old.
I can only remember one day at a time. Damn it.
Story?
All right, let's keep going.
Like, this is what happens when you're younger. You start to get like angrier. You start to go out of control. You have mood swings. I find it so funny how
being a child.
May just randomly starts like crying out of nowhere, and it's like so funny and it's great because you really don't know how to control
Having
these
a mental
emotions. I feel for
breakdown.
women.
How is it funny?
This is
Sick
even more
fuck.
relatable, and I'm glad that.
Okay, then how about that scene from Revenge of the Sith where like Anakin like killed those children? Like I guess like
Boy,
he couldn't understand those emotions, and like it's so cool to like he killed
so-
all those
Well,
children.
yeah, clearly Anakin was
How
on
is-
his period.
It was
So-
so,
so,
funny.
wait,
when
wait,
he
wait,
killed his-
He's trying to tell me that he went through a female puberty?
Yes.
Because in a male puberty, you don't start crying randomly because your testosterone is increasing, not your estrogen.
Well, I mean, maybe he was an emotional kid. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
He was a sissy boy, is that what you're saying?
Okay.
Maybe.
All right. That's fair enough. Let's keep going.
Hey, didn't the panda almost kill somebody in this movie?
Oh God.
Yes.
Probably.
yes.
Yes.
Yes,
She almost
yes,
killed a
yes.
kid over.
There was
Yeah,
that,
I was just thinking.
yeah, that scene near the end is like she gets so big and starts stomping the ground. It's like, okay, yeah, someone got hurt. in
That's
some
the
way.
mo-
So a girl on her period almost killed somebody.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
That is
Right.
terrifying.
The mother was the one that almost killed people.
All right.
Well, both of them. So.
Pescando in the chat says, he's making it all about him. He's a woman.
I just love that like this review is mostly about him just like trying to rationalize it that like I love this because I just like recognize myself in this movie.
We're watching
Just
a
like
man go under knife.
no.
Look, it's a girl trapped inside a man's body. All right.
So this is another transgender metaphor.
No, go
Hey,
away.
hey, Wisp, have you felt
Go
like
away.
the Red Panda?
What? Go away.
Wouldn't it be a blue panda, a wisp panda?
All right. Well,
I'd rather rewatch all seasons of Ranma.
yes. So would I.
Hey, Rama's good.
That's
It's
a good
better
choice.
than this shit.
Yeah,
All right.
man.
All right.
Martial arts cooking.
Let's go.
So much of the crew of this movie were women because they were able to portray what was going on perfectly. I watched this movie with my parents. My mom was like, "Oh my god, this is so relatable." My dad was like freaking dying, and
Yeah, I understand why.
What?
I wonder why.
Clearly
You saw this with your parents and they had a blast?
Clearly, the
his
mother
father didn't.
Who is this for? Is this for kids or for your mom and dad? Like, why would you watch this with
This
your
is the
mom and
same. No, this is the same shit as all the crap SJWs make. It is for weird 20 to 30-year-olds who never grew up.
I don't think I'd ever ask my mom, "Hey, mom, want to watch some Disney flicks?" It's like, no, I'm old. Why would I
And
watch?
at that age, you want to watch these kinds of movies with your parents?
Yeah, that's kind of unless you have kids of your own.
Okay,
if it's like a
I can't-
sequel, right?
I
You
can't
know, like
believe
Toy
that I'm gonna.
Story.
I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but like since he's coming from an animation background, maybe I can let it slide that like he wants to have more on how the industry is doing. But otherwise, yeah, it is weird.
I have friends who are in the animation industry. They don't show off their animations or
Yeah,
take their mom and dad out to go see a kids flick.
I don't know if the family is also from that industry.
Maybe,
okay.
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
Other than that, like no.
Maybe Wall-E.
I don't know. Maybe there's a close connection to his parent. I don't know.
I think my mom.
I don't understand the enjoyment that they get out of this. Like,
Yeah.
what is it exactly the dad's laughing about? What is exactly what
Like-
is the mom ecstatic about?
Like back in the day when you were watching like the animated Beauty and the Beast, like that's a family film, and I could see anyone, even grandparents, enjoy watching that with their grandchildren, but not for the sake of it, unless you like musicals, which some people do. So people would like to watch the live action version of Beauty and the Beast, like that makes some sense because it's like, oh, it's actors, and I like these actors, I like the music. that might be fun to go to the theater for. Maybe. So, I don't know. And plus, they've already seen the original, so they know what to expect. And oh, yeah, this is like when I was, 20 years younger. But it's all live action. So there might be some appeal to that, but you have to really, know your elders more on these topics of interest to just take them. This is weird. I think because they know he's an animator or he's making an animation.
Well, it wasn't released in theaters. It was home release, right?
Oh,
on
really?
the Disney Plus website.
Both of them, actually, yes.
Yeah, a lot of people were complaining about it because they think the movie was done a disservice for not being in the theaters.
I mean, it doesn't really deserve to be in theaters. Yeah, no, who would want to watch this in the fucking theater?
All right. Here's Great Scott again. Thanks for the 2. So if the daughter's panda is supposed to be an allegory for periods, then the mom's panda must be an allegory for menopause? Amazing.
Yeah. See, that's what throws me off. 'Cause I'm like, the mother turns into a panda.
That does not make sense to me.
And then it was designed to fight evil or whatever. That's why I'm like, is it really about periods? I know they keep making it seem like it's about periods because they're incompetent, but I don't know.
I'm trying to figure out what that would be for adults, but menopause. That's a strange take. All right. Tomboy Wehrmacht. Wehrmacht? I can't pronounce that. I'm sorry.
Wehrmacht.
Okay.
Wehrmacht.
Browntable. So relatable. As a child, I was an irrational fucking retard as well. I'm even that as an adult. And as a kid, I was also a massive fucking faggot who was so pathetic he got bullied by the band kids. Oh well.
Ouch.
That's a bit harsh. I'm not going to comment on that. Anyway, 6 minutes in, this has gone so subjective. This is like, oh, I was a kid. This happened. Then I watched with my parents. And they
I used to be a kid. That should be the quote.
Kids like murder.
Kids like porn. I was like, oh yeah, they're like me. I was a kid. Like, oh my god.
Okay.
I did this in college. It was just a year ago.
I want to leave.
Anyway, let's go.
Experience, and I feel like all of them were able to relate. All 3 of us laughed at the drawing scene, probably because we were all remembering that one time where I drew a Leonardo.
Hey, there's a close connection with
I
that.
like how realistic this movie is. I like how grounded
Realistic?
it can be.
Realistic.
And one of the things
What?
that Disney seems to be doing is making their villains less mustache-twirling villains and
No, this film
There's
is
no
not
villain in
realistic.
this movie.
It was originally going to end with a fucking kaiju battle. Get the hell out of here with realistic.
There is no villain in this movie.
If you count the main character.
The mother is justified in everything she does, which is absolutely astonishing. Because if the girl wasn't doing what she's doing with this metaphor around it, she would be the overbearing parent that is too controlling, etc. But since her girl is whoring herself out, selling her body, and her female friend group is making her and pushing her, the mother's completely justified in everything she does.
The whole film could have ended if the kid just listened to the mother.
Hey, but it's okay because the dad said, it looked like you have fun.
Hey, look, the thing is, point. The thing is, at the scene where she was confronted with the box of kittens, puppies, one of the two, and she kept her emotions in check. That was basically from that point on, the movie could have went into a direction of, this is how she's growing up. She keeps her emotions in check in order to control her superpowers. Instead, the movie goes the other direction, where indulging in your irrational emotions is now seen as the good thing.
I also have
It is the opposite of what good parenting and growing up would be.
Well, I would have a problem with just that as that concept, because here we have a superpower that no one's ever seen before in the world, and it just gets accepted by all the friends and all. It just this. Oh, it's normal. Yeah, you're just a person. Which I think.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't there an element too where if she did it for too often, like she would remain as that panda, like stuck?
That
Yeah, no,
panda
that
will
was-
take her over. That was the threat, but it never happened in the movie. It never happened. It's like an empty threat. It's a red herring.
The fact that they said
yeah.
it's permanent is bullshit too, because they could always just do the same thing for the mother. Because the mother had a panda transformation again, and they sealed that too.
All right.
As well as the other women in the family.
Yeah, they all have it.
I didn't
Yes, and
think-
it's absolutely no problem. The ritual always works. No problem whatsoever. It all
Oh,
just
no.
depends on whether you want the panda to be sealed or not. It's
Oh,
just
No, yay! No more
Meh.
periods ever again.
All right.
Oh,
here-
and then the and the ancestor had a different form than what was shown earlier. That's bullshit too.
I didn't notice that.
It looks nothing like the thing they show.
Mike, how often have you seen this movie?
Oh boy.
Too much.
Okay, well, here, let's keep going. Here's Great Scott. He's talking about a previous tweet regarding menopause. That isn't my actual take, but probably the next step of whatever this person is thinking about this degenerate movie. Okay, that's a prediction. I don't think he's going to say that, but I think he's hung up on this whole, I drew
He's gonna
porn
say-
as a kid. So, yeah. I don't think he's going to go that far.
That I can't believe he dug that out.
Yeah, God.
And
Oh my
scanned
gosh.
it and
Oh my
edited
God,
it
why
and
is-
put it on the screen.
He's playing the Big Hero 6. They should have been out of the way.
And YouTube didn't kill him for it.
Here's
It
Porcelain.
was his fault.
Porcelain the Fourth. I'm revolted at this film's treatment of the most oppressed group in the world, the Asian MILF. She was correct the whole movie, but the film villainized her. Okay.
She was a MILF?
Okay, guys, if you want to enjoy art that way, fine. I don't care. Whatever value you get out of this film is yours. That's great. Oh boy, but yes, she was villainized.
Oh, it just reminds me of my childhood. What am I supposed to say?
Yeah, when I drew pictures of stuff.
Of AT&T girl.
Here's another 10 from JJ Manis, and we'll get on with the video. Just a reminder: at the end of the movie, they defeat the kaiju panda mom by having the daughter twerking and everyone singing to save the day. Truly a film for adults.
They're cheering her on to twerk more.
Shouldn't they calm her down though? That's your mother, kid. Don't twerk at her.
That'll really calm your angry mom down over just by dancing more. That's great. Great logic. All right. Not even halfway done. Jesus. We keep pausing. Every time this guy opens his mouth, we're like, oh no. What did he say now?
Oh, they're insane. Now they're kind of like more, I guess, chill. Now they're more so like twist villains that have just differing ideologies and
Twist
aren't
villains?
really out to
What's a
get
twist
the main
villain?
character as much as they are kind of just mad at some sort of other thing that's kind of like impeding what they want. And what both this movie and Encanto do is they talk about generational trauma and trauma within family, right? And I find that really, really interesting to tackle, and I really
Wait. What is
Encanto is
about?
talking about generational trauma?
What?
I've never
That's
seen
news
that
to
movie.
me.
I don't know.
What was going on in Encanto?
I have no
you
idea.
should have seen the meme that came out of Encanto the last time we covered Turning Red.
All
I'll
right.
tell you later.
Well, we don't know, but anyway, let's keep going.
really like that because it's
Okay.
something we can all relate to. Not necessarily to the extent that the characters have it, but some of us have had issues with family members and parental figures, and so seeing that kind of embodied in some way in films
What if I'm adopted?
makes you kind of appreciate that this isn't something that you've gone
No, it
Wait a
needs to be
second.
in a proper way. If it's this,
Yeah,
this
but
is
point-
not how you show that because the mother is fine. The mother is justified because the kid is out of line and so out of line that if you take away this panda metaphor, she's whoring
She
herself
would
out
look
at
someone.
allegedly 13 while she looks like 8.
She's whoring herself and she nearly killed another kid. I think the mom needs to put the brakes on this little shit.
All because she wanted concert tickets to go see a boy band.
Just play the same song.
But look. This is not the kid being in the right and having issues with her parents. This is the kid being this kid needs to be sat down, slapped left and right, and left in her room for a week to think about herself. Like, seriously.
Yeah, because everything she told her mom was a lie. You know, she wasn't really staying after school. I don't know what else was going on that she was lying about.
Yeah, she's breaking limits left and right without end. If you don't rein that in at that age, she's gonna stay this unhinged forever throughout her life. She will have horrible relationships and probably end up a single mom with too many kids. And who's she gonna blame? Well, probably the guys she was with, but honestly, that would rather be her parents failing to rein her in.
Well, it makes sense that the mom is so strict. Like, it makes perfect sense why the family members are so strict, because this curse. Mm-hmm. You don't really need the curse to explain, these kinds of women or people in the world, but that's fine.
I don't know why the dad doesn't say anything.
Well, I actually like the dad personality, because he's just sort of in the background. He's aware what his wife is like. And it's like, this is my life, this is her life. We get along, everything's fine, and that's cool. I don't mind having one person who's really energetic and one who's just like chill. I've seen that before. It's not.
He's
a big
not
deal.
Chill.
The dad
tries to get a word edgewise, and the mom cuts her off all the time.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, she's so dominant that he's patient and mature enough to deal with that, and I've seen that a lot. And it's not to say the mom isn't mature, but she's just so overbearing. And there's a reason why, and we all know that. So with this, it's like, you don't need to have that superpower thing, but it wouldn't be a Disney film without some sort of magical fantasy element. And the way it's handled is the problem. The way it evolves in the story is the issue of how this thing could even work and not be revealed. And, stomping around. It's like, okay, this is not going to make any sense.
Do you necessarily need magic? I mean, Ratatouille was a thing.
Talking might, that was fine. Yeah, they have talking animals all the time in Disney. That's as far as you have to go sometimes. But that's a simple moral lesson in Ratatouille, that genius can come out of anywhere. That it doesn't matter where you start; it matters what you do. In this, it's you're born with talents, and then you mature. And you have to understand those talents and maturity in order to grow into an adult, I think. And they went with that and just twisted it so that, no, just keep being crazy and emotional. You'll be fine.
Yeah, never get matured.
Which is weird. It's a weird message from a Disney film. Anyway.
Through alone. And as for generational trauma, I am Hispanic. And I am Asian. Encanto, Turning Red, more like me. Help me. I'm suffering.
This guy's crazy.
That's a joke. That's a joke. Okay, that was a joke too. The thing is that I find both
get a therapist
because, well, I kind of relate to them, not as harshly, but I can understand wanting to be with your family and like wanting to always stay by their side, and because that's what the family wants, that's what the mom wants, that's what the dad wants. The director of this film, Turning Red, she was a single child in her family. And so, me being a single child, I also relate to the fact that I am everything to my parents. It's me. Like, this is all they have, and they want to take care of me, they want to always be with me, and it's hard, and it's a challenging thing.
And look what came of you.
Be independent and be on my own, because they always want to be by my side. And it's one of those things where it's not a good thing all the time to be like a nagging parent. And so, seeing how this movie deals with that, and
maybe just having one child is a bad idea.
What do you mean?
Maybe you should have more than one.
Yeah, well, there's arguments for both, so it depends. Nowadays, how is that going to work? The social dynamics of having someone to play with or not. Growing up with someone within a certain age range, like how big is the difference in ages between 2 and 5 or 10?
What the 10 is not no that when you're 10, you basically have 2 single children. Like my brother's 7 years older than me.
Yeah.
And we had very little time together. Where we had time to like where we were in a similar enough developmental stage.
Mm-hmm.
And then was just gone.
Yeah. So
and that's basically like he grew up as a single child for 7 years, and then I was around, and once he hit like 15, 16, he was out of the house, and then basically it was single child time then.
Yeah,
that was shit. So yeah, have your kid have more than one kid and have them apart like maybe 2-3 years at max.
There's usually a time frame for mothers and to have babies and raise them and be away from the home or not be away from the home rather. So yeah, there is a certain time frame, like getting the house and raising kids there and et cetera, et cetera. So there is a stage to all this, which we seem to have lost as the years have gone by.
Yeah, it's also because we're told to don't have kids at all. It's bad for the planet. Yeah, but then there's only one type of people who listen to that. It's
not having them is bad for the planet.
Yes, look, because if you are the conscientious people about the planet, shouldn't you be the ones having at least 2 children, or 3 to sustain your view on taking care of the planet compared to these people that still get 8 when they don't need to? Who's gonna tell them? Who's gonna be the Karen next generation to tell them to, hey, you got too many kids, you're killing the planet, blah blah blah. Like if our people go extinct, who's gonna tell them? Then they're just gonna kill the planet without us being around to bitch about it.
There would be less traffic.
All right.
Carbon monoxide. I'm just joking.
Yeah, that's probably what these people want. It's like, oh, there's no more people left, therefore they can't burn things. It's like, oh, really? Volcanoes, forest fires. Yeah, it's totally cool. All right.
It deals with May wanting to be more independent, but also having this sort of like allegiance to her family, and her tackling that is really interesting, and that's one of the reasons I love the movie so much. That and boy bands. One of the coolest things that this movie did was create a fandom for the character to enjoy. And all of us, we all have fandoms, whether it be friggin' Star Wars to DC, like it can be anything. And for May, it's boy bands. You know?
Are you serious?
Wait, what?
He's comparing fucking Star Wars and DC to boy bands. Get the hell out of here with this nonsense.
This guy's. Wait, let me rewind that. What did he say?
I need to. Sorry, I'm wrong.
And all of us, we all have fandoms, whether it be friggin'
boy bands are a fandom? Is this guy an 8-year-old girl?
Yes.
Yes.
What is going on here?
He's
trying to compare liking One Direction to Star Wars and DC, and Marvel.
What the hell's going on?
He is a
Filipino.
Yes.
No, he's a Mexican Filipino.
Well, of course he's Filipino. He's got to play the weird, wacky sound so you won't laugh.
He is a German bassoon.
I'm trying to. I've never met a guy who liked boy bands before.
It's because he is.
And they're out there.
They are. I've never met a guy who liked boy bands. Even the gays I met.
Well, yeah, I mean.
Well, that's because he's not gay. He's a
freak.
Sissy Mary.
Faggot.
Oh
Yes.
shit!
Oh, can we not say that? Oh.
No. You can't say it. You just have to be loud about it.
I'm trying to rationalize this. I guess it's fine to like whatever the hell you want. I don't really care. I've just never we try to rationalize people liking My Little Pony. Sure, I don't care. Like whatever you want. It's a kids show, fine. But a boy band is specific to attract young girls.
Mm-hmm.
On the sex appeal or whatever you want to call the idol concept of young men.
To be
There was
fair,
one guy in my class in school who liked boy bands, and he turned out to be gay.
Okay.
I can only imagine you want to be them, right? Like you want to be a boy band.
Oh, it's like your idol.
member.
Yeah, you want to be like that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh no! Don't even.
That's the only way I can see a straight man possibly
Right.
liking boy bands.
He's just another celebrity, but you like, he sounds good, he looks good, he dances well, blah, 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 all this
It's
stuff.
like, yeah, I wish I could be that guy and have dancing around me.
Right.
Wouldn't that be
Okay. All right. I could, all right, I'm trying to wrap my brain. Like, say you're raised in ballet, like, dance. So you can dance. Maybe you take figure skating. Maybe you're into wrestling. There's all kinds of associated sports with dance. And you see boy bands, like, oh, that guy has the right physique as I do. Maybe he's more talented. Maybe he can sing. I can't sing. Like, oh, that's an aspiration. It's like, I could do that. That might work. I could see that happening. But a very small member of the population would think that way, let alone be homosexual. So
maybe he is gay. I don't know.
it's a stretch. I'm trying to wrap my brain around it. Again, it doesn't matter what you like. It's strange that you like that, right?
you don't say.
Yeah, it's a bit off. Anyway, good for him. Great, Scott. Thank you for the 3 again. I'm also an only child, minus the parental trust fund and drawing porn as a kid, like a possessed gremlin. This movie isn't relatable to all, even in that aspect when it all hinges on some creepy implications.
Creepy is an understatement at this point.
I remember drawing in a notebook, and I had various sketchbooks because I went to fine art as well, and I drew things. I don't think I ever drew like adult stuff. I did provocative stuff because I did human figure drawing, and you'd have poses in various ways. But that's what you do when you study human figure. You draw all these different poses, and it's not up to you; it's up to the model. So you just draw whatever the model does. But that was like in university. Like that was like after I drew all my anime characters and comic book characters and other things like perspective drawing and light and shadow.
I was drawing the images from the Mortal Kombat booklet from the album.
Ooh, cool.
That stuff was awesome.
What, the old John Tobias art?
Was that his name? I don't know. I just liked the drawings. This booklet had some this speedline comic book style stuff that looked a bit evil and badass. That was cool.
All right. I think someone just gave a super chat, but then took it away, so I can't read it.
Ow.
Does the money go back as well?
I don't know. If JJJ...
It should if you're going to refund it.
Yeah, if JJJ, you want to write that out normally, go right ahead. I'll read it. But let's keep going.
Might as well.
Star Wars to DC, like it can be anything. And for May, it's boy bands. Now it would be like, oh, the K-pop craze. It's kind of similar to that. And so seeing...
Yeah, but that's for girls, isn't it?
You don't say.
I haven't listened to that for a while. Did you?
Well, when you go on Twitter, there's always some stan, and they replace the stan with some Asian group, and it's either a boy band Asian group or I think it's the Japanese idol. There's all these Japanese female idols. I don't know who the hell they are. But it's mostly male South Korean boy bands, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's what a lot of people do to deflect stuff. Like whenever J.K. Rowling says something, oh, J.K. Rowling's a TERF. Instead, here's a stan of some South Korean boy band. And you're like, what kind of defense is that? Like, what are you trying to do? I never understood that. But that's Twitter for you. Who knows?
This kid, how devoted kids can be to their fandom, and seeing that on screen is really funny, and it's really charming, and it's just
creepy.
one of the greatest things ever. And that's also a thing that ties into the overall theme. May has to choose between her independent life and her friends. And one of the things that happens is she's like, yeah, I see this red panda side of me and I'm going to embrace it. I'm not going to hide myself, hide who I am. I'm going to accept myself fully. The crazy side and the fun side and the calm side, everything can go together.
There is
Even
no
if you
calm side.
reject this
No,
perspective,
no,
like
no.
saying,
Only
no,
Zool.
I'm basically
You're
gonna
projecting stuff onto the
neuter
movie.
myself
That's
Zool,
and
not
not be
motherfucker,
really who
Zool.
I'm supposed to be.
That is
And
not
that's
the
kind
message.
of like what the movie's trying to say. And so she accepts this side of herself as well, and she goes
Where'd
out
you
to
get
her
that from?
friends, and they're at this concert, and it's this huge victory for her because she's decided this is who she's gonna be. But then her mom appears and everything, and it's like, oh no, this is all going
yeah,
down.
kid, that's
Here's
your
the key
future.
How
here.
many people died
When
there?
they have to do this
Go
ritual
back,
for
let's
me
look
to
at
turn
that.
back-
That's after she walked through the city.
Yes.
Wait, did she kill people? I didn't.
She
She
deliberately,
damaged buildings.
she
There's-
I
deliberately
fell
dive
asleep at
bombed.
the third act
She
of the movie.
deliberately
It was
dive bombed
boring.
onto all the people.
Yeah. Oh.
Did we do the Zack Snyder thing where we edited the people out so they're 1
Yes.
second they're in
No.
frame, the next second
Just-
they're out of
No
Just
frame?
way.
just
There's no
magically-
way the people have escaped that part of the.
How did
stadium.
Disney end up
They just
having a
magically
Snyder moment?
disappear in the dust.
How did Disney end up having a Snyder moment just with that alone?
All right.
I'm flummoxed.
Here's
Georgios Rex says, so she chooses narcissism over her friends. Yes, exactly.
Here is the actual super chat that JJJ Manis wanted to write, I believe. If not, that's okay. The moment they played the Backstreet music in the trailer, I knew this movie was going to suck. Okay. And yet he's cheering like a freaking schoolgirl. Okay.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with liking boy bands. It's odd to the rest of us because we can't relate to understand what the hell he's talking about. But for him to like it that much, it's like, I love this film because it has boy bands. I love this film because she drew a semi... No, she didn't even draw a dirty picture. She just drew a picture. And I drew...
No. She did draw lewder pictures than that. They're just not shown.
Okay, fine.
As the mother
Was it
flips through the pages of the book, she gets more and more grossed out.
Okay, so...
was it implied? I thought it was just regular. pictures.
Well, yeah, she goes through all these pages really quickly, and she freaks out. So, okay, so he can relate because he likes boy bands, and he drew porn as a kid. That's the reason. That is not a good
Okay.
reason.
Wait, but the weird thing is he's trying to equate these boy bands as if it was the Star Wars fandom, as if it was, or what?
That's a good argument because it's not fiction, it's not lore. It's just a person singing songs and dancing with his other people he's with. That's a
Right.
it's still a fandom, but not in the same way when we think of fiction, because fiction has a whole storytelling and
But yeah, it's
presentation.
not. Yeah. You have all these side stories, all these characters, and you want to,
Right.
learn more about it. Boy band, it's like I want to be with the guy.
Yeah, he's a guy. He's sexually attractive. He sings well. He dances well. He looks good. Ba ba ba. That's it. It's plain. If there's obvious reasons to like boy bands. Nothing to do with storytelling.
I want to know the lore of One Direction.
Yeah, whatever. Here's Great Scott. There's better ways of pulling off a fandom scene. Just look at Goofy the movie, or the Goofy movie rather. It's not obsessively drooling at the mouth and horny Budstar. What the?
It does the growing up and first loving in a rather innocent way.
So I think what this because that ending represents is that they want to have this fantasy of this girl choosing her emotions as well as tradition or whatever. So they want to have their cake and eat it too. And the way it comes to that point doesn't really add up. The mother, sort of dive bombing a whatever boy band.
crowd.
Well, literally, yeah. And everyone just accepts the fact that she's a giant superhero panda.
Yeah, and lucky where she jumped, there were already
Bro,
not so many
you're right.
people.
Hero my
Nobody
ass.
called the cops.
It's a few broken bones, but they'll live.
Wait, did anyone because I'm pretty sure they destroyed property. So did anyone go to jail for that?
Oh yeah, that would be a big deal
No.
in Toronto. You so much as
No.
crack the sidewalk. There's like, who the hell did that? We got to report that.
Trudeau throws you in prison himself. Is that what happens?
Trudeau.
Judeo.
That's how I like it.
That's how we say it in the
Trudeau, right?
South. Judeo.
It's Trudeau, right?
Yes, it's Trudeau. All right.
Turn back into just a regular human and forget this panda side of her, they start singing this Chinese song, this old Chinese song that May's grandmother wants to sing, and it's supposed to be a song from the heart. Now, May's independent side musically is Four Town, the boy bands, the music she likes. At the end of the film, at the concert, when May has to revert her mom back to the way she was, the ritual starts up again, and the music that plays is both the Chinese song, which symbolizes May's family, and Four Town's song, which symbolizes May, mixed together. What resolves the conflict
Wow,
is May's
symbolism.
ability to use all of herself to stop her mother. May being a whole person.
Oh Jesus! Can you explain that? What they
A
the boy
whole
band helped? They helped.
That
in
is
trying
not a
to
whole
fight the
person
mom?
thing metaphor. You're ignoring the twerking metaphor, but you see some weird whole person metaphor there. Oh god.
Oh,
He completely ignores the child sexualization metaphor here. Unbelievable.
Maybe he was so obsessed with the drawing that was enough to get him off, so he doesn't really care about anything else sexual.
No, because he was already a sex creep at age 10. He doesn't see a problem with the 13-year-old girl that looks like she's 8 to be metaphoric in the disguise of the panda, sexually dancing at her mother.
look, he doesn't see it because he's gay. All right, he's jerking off to the boy band. What do you want? from him?
Probably. Yeah, the boy band that also looks like they're 10 or 8 or something.
Oh god.
This is a very creepy movie.
Made by
is what
adults.
saves the day. One of the best scenes in the movie is when May goes to the spirit realm again,
Oh,
and
no.
she encounters her mom when she was around her age, and she sees how vulnerable and
What?
weak she is, and her mom is like crying out, "Oh man, I hurt my own mom," and
At least she
now
looks
you
more like a
understand
human
why
than
May's mom and her
than May
grandma
does.
have like
Wow,
such a
she looks hot.
fractured
May looks-
relationship, but
May looks like
even
fucking
so, they
Chucky
still
Hot is
care
the
about
wrong
each
word
other.
here, Eric.
But it's a bit more trepidatious. They're kind of wary of each other a little bit. At least the mom is.
I mean,
May's
she looks like an
grandma
actual human.
Is this kind of like very stoic person, down to business, you know, but at the end of the day, she still loves her daughter. And it's an interesting approach to the whole family dynamic aspect of the movie. It doesn't really say that, oh, Asian families in general are very strict and demanding and this is bad, you know, or something like that. No, it just says that this family, you know, it has its rough patches, but that
Ooh, interesting point. You can see a message of undermining the meritocracy culture of Chinese and by extension Japanese and other Asian cultures in this movie, because and that falls in line with the social justice activism of trying to destroy meritocracy. You can see this movie as a direct attack on Chinese culture by the end in several ways. Not just the obvious child sexualization part, but also the don't bother with meritocracy. That is I wonder why the movie didn't do well with Chinese.
The fact that they made the father not know how to use a fire extinguisher. Really?
I didn't notice that part.
Doesn't a fire extinguisher
How
have
often
like
have you seen the
directions?
movie, Mike?
He literally.
How
There's
often
like
did you see
pictures,
that
right,
movie,
to
Mike?
show you what to do in case of a fire.
All right, here is Great Scott one more time. Trudeau would run away from a prison inmate despite being behind bars and a safe 6 feet away. What?
6 feet underground or
I
something.
don't. That was a strange way of describing.
Sonic Underground?
Anyway, Trudeau would be scared in general because they wouldn't have a mask. So-
Why? He's black,
Oh,
isn't he?
People, citizens. Oh.
If they're not approved by the Liberal Party, he doesn't go near them. Yeah,
That sounds very liberal.
yeah, that's great.
Scared of
doesn't mean
conservative
that
baby.
there isn't love there. And just because May wants more independence and wants a different lifestyle compared to the people that came before her, that doesn't mean that the people that came before are like insane and evil and stuff. Even though, you know, obviously it's good to be independent and that's what honestly we should all be going for. It's not like
I don't know. If you had a family that had this curse, that would kind of be like a big, serious thing.
Yeah, I mean, when is the United States Secret Service coming and catching you in order to weaponize your panda powers?
Yeah, and remove this family from existence and study them, and make sure that the public don't know about this, and research where this originated, go back to China, figure out what happened, like all these things. This is what
Oh God.
this is what a detective would like in a story of a magical event. This is what a detective or some investigator would start having a plot line with, because like, what the hell is going on? This is like aliens. What is this giant creature? Traipsing around.
I want that
Toronto.
movie.
Yeah, breaking a bunch of structures in Toronto, running around on rooftops. Like, what the hell is going on?
Just General Ross. Okay, give me the panda blood. We're gonna go fight Islam or something.
Well, no, I wouldn't go that far, but just to chase after this freak who has these powers and control it. That would be what a society would do when you see a giant creature that materializes out of nowhere in the middle of the night, starts jumping around on buildings.
Yeah, they organize a panda force.
I don't think Toronto at the
Imagine.
time had the resources to do that. They might have just killed it. That's probably the best thing. But yeah. I don't think they would have tranquilized it. But, anyway, yeah, no, this is the problem I have with fantasy stories. Like, oh, a talking mouse. It's like, okay, if not too many people know about, if not too many people know about that, it's fine if it's localized. But as soon as the magic's in the bag, that's when it's like, whoa, this is too much. So, luckily, with like a story like Luca, the whole town is made up of these sea monsters, or half of them rather. So that's like, that's good.
Oh, that's just a couple.
Just a couple, enough for it to be believable.
It's just the two old grannies at the ice cream parlor.
Right. That's enough. Like, you need someone on the inside. It's like, all right, yeah, we're not going to freak out, or we're able to control this, and it's not a big deal. Stuff like that. You need a giant awning. It's called a lampshade in storytelling to make sure this all is believable and above board. And to have this family that represents this secret, and it's a big strict thing, that's key. So you have to have that element as well. How it's presented is like they're trying to solve this problem before it happens, but it's already a problem. It's already in the public eye, especially at a giant boy band festival, whatever it's called. So, concert. Anyway.
what they're trying to do is like downright blasphemy and they're evil and authoritarian and they have to be stopped. But no, it's just a different generation's definition of what familial bonds mean. But we're here. This is the new generation. Yeah. This is what we think now, and what we think is we have to go out and do our own thing.
No, what? God, you fucking idiot. Kids go. So you never finish your mental growth through puberty. You're still stuck in that age. That's why you like movies like this. Kids during puberty go through a rebellious phase where they detach from the family and try to seek their own path in life and try to figure things out on their own. That is completely normal. That is not what your generation is doing. That's what kids throughout human history have done. The difference is that this culture, that this family's culture, has still stronger family bonds originally, and this socialist bullshit that you're buying into is for weak family ties, so that she May doing her own thing, regardless of what her family wanted, and does, and holds in tradition, and for safety reasons, and all of that. She just throws all that away. She throws away any connection and identity of her family, if you will. And what do you have? Where did you grow to? What of what your family gave you do you retain? It looks like you're really lost. That's what it seems to me.
All right.
Because while you go through this phase of find yourself, and that is not just, you don't just do this at 13 for a week. Like, that's bullshit. You do that much later during puberty, but while you do that, you also find your way back to the family. Usually, when it's a healthy family, and her family is surprisingly healthy for how strict it is, and you would integrate that. But May doesn't do that. May retains solely on what she wants to do, and that, I believe, is a bit too free a message. Because what the metaphor implies is she's still 13, and she's going out with her panda like that because her panda, her choice. 13.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yes. That's why this movie is
Damn
bullshit.
it, Disney!
That's why this movie is bullshit. Final lines of the movie, and that's why it's bullshit.
All right. 3 minutes left.
We can't just slave away for our families. We also have to slave away for ourselves. We have to honor ourselves, not...
You fucking idiot. Are you retarded? You are part of your family. Your family, your parents have been slaving away for you. And you chose to become this. They must be so proud.
I just wonder what would happen if he would have kids himself. You know.
Yeah, would you slave away for your kids, or would you just leave them to slave away for themselves? You fucking idiot. I can't believe this guy does not understand family. Why am I not surprised?
Just our families, we have to love ourselves, not just our families. And by doing that, we finally are able to understand who we are and who we're meant to be in this world. And I think overall that message in Turning Red is done beautifully. I've seen a lot of people comment on how, oh, this isn't Pixar's best, and I inherently disagree. I think one of the things that people expect from Pixar are like incredibly drama-riddled, emotional films which make you cry like 7 times. This movie was mostly lighthearted and had a lot of touching scenes, but it was never really like some dramatic...
What? No. That's not.
No, this movie was pedo crap. This movie was the soft version of Cuties.
Ratatouille didn't make me cry.
Yeah. He's making up strawman arguments now to justify this piece of crap. This not even mediocre, but subpar piece of crap.
All you have to do is like reference people. It's not hard to do. Just put them on the screen, read them out.
No. He has to justify the softcore pedo crap.
What was the first Toy Story made? Like, was it really that emotional? Did it make you cry?
It was so emotional when Sid had to go to therapy.
What was so cool about WALL-E? 2 robots falling in love. Kind of like a throwback to all of the... What year is it? 50s?
All right. Yours great, Scott. Thanks for 2. I think this next generation is nuked and done for if they're growing up watching any of this crap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm at the point where I just think this can't be incompetence. At this point, it must be intentional.
It is.
It's too much. They're burning money for too long. companies have crashed because of this, and yet the even bigger companies keep doing it. They don't care that they're killing them, that they're killing their companies. They do not care. They just want to push this crap out that ruins generations.
Okay. 2 minutes left.
Game-changing thing that makes you rethink life. I think sometimes movies should be allowed to be incredibly well-made, simple stories that make you feel things. Pixar movies don't have to be tear-inducing dramas.
Yeah, it makes me feel disgusted.
Wait a second. So he doesn't want them to be epic, big, gigantic, emotionally jarring, life-changing events, but they still want you to feel things. So you want subtle emotions? Like, what is the argument here?
Yeah, if it's a simple movie, like, what exactly am I supposed to...
Luca was that.
Yeah, all kinds of these stories are mostly mundane and about a bunch of people trying to get, like, was it a scooter? A Vespa? That's like the whole point of the film.
Yeah.
Fine, yeah. We don't expect it to be anything like the next Macbeth or Hamlet. Yeah, it's fine. No one's expecting that out of Turning Red. So.
What do people like about Coco? Mexican culture, music, it's pretty cool. What do people like about Inside Out? Oh, it's a colorful world in a child's mind. Isn't that cool? I don't...
Yeah, we're not talking about alternate realities and gods and doing all this crazy shit. It's like, no, we're just watching cartoons.
Most of these movies are pretty simple.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Which Pixar films are like epic and grandiose and have all this drama and I can't...
Incredibles, maybe?
Was it Toy Story 4?
Oh, that movie was stupid.
Because it was so dramatically bad.
It was so dramatic.
Incredibles 2?
Just friends for both.
Was that an epic movie? Was that very dramatic? Did it make you cry? Monsters Inc.? Or no, not Monsters Inc., but Monsters University.
Yeah, I don't think we can apply this criteria to this genre. I don't even think it even fits. I don't think kids need to have this big epic life. It doesn't even work. It doesn't even make sense. How would a kid have a life-changing event growing up?
Yes.
They're kids.
I don't know. When I was a kid,
like, it's basically the ending is that, like, oh, the mother has to be guided by the 13-year-old kid. It's just, it defeats the whole purpose, especially where the kid is coming from.
I don't know. When I was a kid, I watched Cars and it like cured my depression.
And then Eric.
I love Yeah, I relate so much to a car. You know.
All right, here is Duncan King again. Thank you. Wisp, ESG is why going woke ain't going broke. What is ESG?
ESG is like that environmental, like, standard scoring system for countries. Like how much you're doing for the environment.
Oh, you're kidding.
And like when you look at that, like, was ahead of that, it explains like, okay, that's why, like, they like make all these decisions to like poison the well, yet they are still in power, like making these decisions because they can't just fuck up as many times as they want.
Well, I do know carbon tax is going up in costs next few months in Canada.
Yeah, especially now, like war times. Like, yeah, like, we should tax the carbon.
Yeah, when oil is going up in price hugely in the past month, let's tax it. Like, what? No, it's going to cost even more. You moron.
Isn't it a scam that the man bear pig guy wanted to do all the time?
Yes. Yes. South Park predicted that.
No, he talked about it.
What, Al Gore?
Yeah,
But
that was
he
his
did.
name,
Yeah,
yes.
he literally did.
He
Yes.
was always pushing. He was always pushing for that, and it's just the dumbest idea ever. Because where it's supposed to lead is that you are only allowed a certain amount of carbon footprint, and then you're not allowed to do anything anymore until next month.
You can't
get your carbon allowance.
You can't drive your car anymore, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
Funny enough, here in the 1400s, we had a king who posed the tax that if you have a chimney, then you have to pay like a certain amount because you're using fire. So.
All right, here's Mariner1712 again. Who wants to bet that Mr. Browntable doesn't know about the Latina in Inside Out because she's white, i.e. doesn't count?
Yes.
Maybe. He might have liked the film. I have no idea. This guy's tastes are all over the place. Whether he paid attention to the Latina, I don't know. It's possible. He might not have identified with her, though, because she wasn't into boy bands. So.
Well, she is wearing glasses.
Oh.
So, I mean, and he wears glasses too. So
there you go. I relate so much when I wake up in the morning. I can't see. Oh, she's just like me. Okay, great.
So he really only relates to the character because of utterly superficial crap, not because of anything she really goes through. Like a narcissist. Oh God, it's
here's
again this shit.
poor Salinas IV. One more time. The ESG was created by BlackRock. Really, the largest hedge fund in the world, headed by Larry Fink. He's the man you can thank for the woke nonsense you've been seeing. You're telling me a hedge fund creator or company owner created
The Last Jedi? No. We have to tell this to Mahler.
At this point, I'm willing to believe everything.
I don't know. I think that's a stretch, but okay. I think money managers are concerned about money. They don't care about philosophy, but all right. What do I know? Anyway, here's one more super chat from JJ, and then we'll keep going. This guy sounds way too young and far too naive about the world. Yeah, you think? Yet he thinks he's
pretty much
qualified to make an anime for all to see.
Yeah.
It depends what the anime is about. He could be really good at one thing.
We've seen
yeah. The clip at the start.
Pictures of it, and it's crap.
The clip at the start, the voice acting, it just does not look good. I get that he wants to do an anime, but he's not even on the same level as Japan.
He's not a guy who can write even.
He's not even on the level of like fan creations. Like I know that it's not nice to like just like rate like on some teaser trailers, but from what I've seen, it's just like it looks like a very incomplete project. Like the backgrounds have like one colors, like they don't have like proper shading, and the proportions are fucked. Like
right.
you can't release something and then like claim that this is like another Crunchyroll original.
Oh yeah,
because you're just pulling down an already awful standard from a studio that shouldn't exist in the first place.
Yeah, there's anime.
And it shows that guys like him don't have any standards for quality.
There's some anime.
That's why he likes this crap.
Based off South Korean manga that I just saw. Like they're like 4-minute or 2-minute teasers. I don't know. Actually, some of them are actual episodes, like 2-4 minutes, and they're only like 3 frames here. And I know the mangas. I read the manga, and I'm like, I mean, do they not have enough money? I'm assuming they don't. It's small budgets. Like, okay, fair. But unless you're a fan of that manga, no one's going to watch this thing. And there's like 2 or 3 of them I just watched. I'm trying to remember their names, but it's like, okay, if you're on a budget, it makes sense. This guy's trying to do actual animation, and it doesn't look good. The sound does not sound good. The voice acting is, well, you know.
Whatever. But it's like also like it's okay. There's like something that I don't know if I could judge, but it's also hilarious to me that like he's the animation director. Okay, he's slightly probably the producer as well, and then he's also the voice actor of one of the main characters.
Oh no!
Like, dude,
Ray Sue.
He is
no Mary Sue.
Carpenter.
Like
he's also the writer. It's just like it doesn't fit.
Yeah,
like he's like trying to like do this entire thing.
Yeah,
it's like on the verge of like, is it a passion project or he just like got enough like money that like they just wanted to push something out on the platform,
right?
Because it's just sinking.
When you see a high quality, I think high quality anime is something that breaks the rules. So, Monogatari series in anime, they have all these fast cuts. There's a lack of certain animations at times, a lack of certain backgrounds. There's really fast talking, and sometimes they switch it up every few seconds. All of a sudden, it's super detailed when the guy's running, or when his girlfriend is like threatening him or whatever. Like it stops and pauses and does all these jokes, and it's really technical. But that's when you know you have a high quality director who knows what he's doing. He doesn't need to animate every frame. He doesn't need to have dialogue all the time. He doesn't need all these detailed backgrounds. Like if he has a passion project like that, where he's being really artsy fartsy, and it's this is like a weird high quality high end animation without having all the animation. You're like, oh, I understand why you do that. Because if someone was inspired by Monogatari series and did something like that, I'd be impressed. Because
from what I've seen, like the teaser, that like he has like 2 sequences at least where he animates on 2s.
Right.
And it's like very fluid and impressive, but like then you have like the rest of the show and it's just one character moving its mouth, and the background is not impressive at all.
Yeah. All right. 2 minutes, almost done. I'm happy he's making something, because that's, he has his passion, but
it's really cool, like impressive, especially at this young age. Like I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, well, but on the money of the people who paid for Crunchyroll to give that money to the studios in Japan.
Yeah,
yes.
like you're doing
like there's at least like 30 people's name in the credits list. So
yeah,
it's not just him.
You have to pitch to the producer to say, or the publisher rather, say, I want to make an anime. I need X number of dollars. And they're like, well, we'll give you half of that or something. He's like, great, I can still make my thing. It's just not going to be as good as I wanted. And he accepted that. So that could be desperation. That could just be, I don't care, I want to make my thing. But a lot of people with a vision, they say, no, this is exactly what I need, and I need to do it this way. That's what I want to find. I want to find those egotistical creators that know exactly what they want and how to get it. And if they don't find it, they raise the funds themselves, and they figure that out, because that's their passion. They want to do it. So I don't see that.
Which I assume this guy could do, because he's selling T-shirts and whatnot.
Yeah, he could easily, with his audience, he could easily go to Kickstarter and get that going.
Yeah,
and manage that, and then hire talent and find. Because I was not impressed so far. Like, dude, you could do better. I know you could do better. You could find better voice actors. You could direct actors better. You could animate mouths a bit better. Etc. Anyway, we're getting off topic.
And I think that the tonal shift from what Pixar usually does to turning red may have turned people off. And I hope people are able to revisit this film with a lens of like, this isn't meant to be like, oh, a dramatic film that's supposed to make you all emotional. It's a movie that's supposed to make you relate and supposed to make you...
What is he talking about? A film is not supposed to be dramatic? So it's just...
supposed to. This is a film intended for manipulative children, meant for space manipulators.
I don't understand. Like, oh, you know how people always argue, I want a show to make me feel something? This is what a lot of subjective people, when they talk about film, if it doesn't make me feel anything, it's a bad film because I'm a robot or whatever. Now he's saying, well, it's not supposed to make you feel anything. It's like, okay, so
what
is it?
What's the 180?
What's the point?
What is the kid supposed to feel then?
Am I supposed to not
laugh?
What
is this whole 180 since TLJ all of a sudden?
It's a slice of life. You're not supposed to laugh or enjoy, or you just relate to it. You just relate. It's just, oh, he's drinking a Coke. I can relate to that. Okay.
What? No, that's not what's less.
Even kids, really?
I don't get it.
What? I just don't understand.
That can be funny and dramatical things and slices of life.
Weird stuff. All right, another JJJ Madness. Thank you, sir. His show will be the next Ruby or worse. No, it's gonna be worse. There's no question.
Oh, get the fuck out of here with that. No, it's gonna fade into like the bargain bin territory. Get out of here.
It's gonna be the next High Guardian Spice, and he will not be able to handle the backlash. I think it'll be a learning experience for him. He's gonna say, okay, I did this thing. It was a passion project. I did what I could with the budget I had. I learned my lesson. Never again. Or he's going to try again.
He'll probably lose the will to live after
but
the
make it
backlash for whatever
worse.
he's making.
I don't know. who knows? He'll learn from it. The
make
whole
a
point is he'll make
Turning Red
something. He
sequel.
tried to make something which I can commend as admirable. He'll learn his lesson. He says never again, or I'll try again, but this time I'll take some criticism and figure out what to do next. That might help him.
No, that's not what he's gonna do.
That's what I want to see.
He's gonna avoid all criticism.
He seems
I'm
like
glad you can have this kind of hope for someone who will and absolutely not react like that.
Well, with the Steven Universe girl, she got her 15 minutes of fame, right? She did her thing, and now she's just an advocate for being gay or trans or whatever. That's all she's doing now, right?
Wait, who?
Rebecca Sugar.
Sugar, yeah.
Rebecca. Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if she makes another thing, it's going to be absolute garbage. Like there's no need for her to make anything else. She's done.
Yeah, of course, and it's probably going to be more blatant child sexualization.
And people will see that, okay, this girl again, yeah, forget about it. I can't see that happening again with the same publisher. It's like, oh, you again. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, we're good. Thanks.
Biding my time. That's what they're doing.
Like the only way that shows like Star Trek Discovery and Picard get made is because they're part of a streaming service. And I don't know who the frickin' hell watches these shows. Like I don't know the demographic.
Yeah, because
Well,
they would still make it for enough people to watch in order to justify pumping this amount of millions into it.
Well,
if it was just random trash fire for cheap money,
yeah,
okay.
But
this is multi-million dollars per episode.
I know, and when I see like the fans of Star Wars, like I can understand brainless fanboys going to see the next Star Wars, and they're like, I waited 2 days in line and all this crap. It's like, okay, that's Star Wars. That's like action, melodramatic crap, and that's fine. That's all you live for, great. But Star Wars fans like drama and political issues and all these other complicated science fiction concepts, and you don't get that nowadays with Discovery and Picard. So
yeah, you make 6 figures fan films and get something really good.
Oh yeah, the fan films are interesting. Yeah. What a change! Like How did that happen? Even my dad, who likes Star Trek, and he was like, I can't watch Discovery anymore. It's just so dumb. I'm
Yeah.
like, wow.
Well, good he came around.
Yeah, I know.
It just shows it's not about how many millions you pump into the project. It's solely about, is the writing any good? If the writing is any good, you can make a Star Wars fan film that plays in a tent. And the little bit of sand around the tent.
Yeah.
And that's all you have. And you make a fan film for like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. And it's bloody amazing on a tiny budget.
That's why.
And it's so much more than any of these multi-million-dollar shows.
That's the I always say the Revan Mission fan film is my favorite. It's very quick, very well done. They just had the right level of quality. Some of the actors could be better, of course. The female was a bit off, but everything in that film is like, yes, this is good. This makes sense. It's not too artsy fartsy. It's not too over the top. It's not too boring. It's a nice level of quality. I was like,
have you seen the Darth Maul fan film?
I think I probably have. Is that with a lot of action, a lot of fighting?
Yeah. There's a lot of action in it. There's relatively little dialogue in it, but there is a lot of subtle acting in it that tells a lot about what's going on and a lot about what Darth Maul seems to be thinking and seems to be wanting to do, but can't because he's being watched by Sidious. And that there's that just these tiny little things.
That's the problem.
That has really great direction. That gives this little fan film so much depth that instead of just being a blatant, we make some cool action scenes.
That's the problem, though, I see with all the Darth Maul character as a whole, because he was just the bad guy. And to give him character, you have to be so careful because you can go anywhere and you can make him a goofball. You can make him a crazy weirdo, which he already was. But if you keep it subtle and focus on what he's known for, which is fighting, then you're fine. It works out. The fans like it. There's no interpretation that doesn't make sense. Yeah, exactly. With KOTOR,
what that fan film did is it showed him being the training slave to Sidious, the apprentice, the forced apprentice, and in his fighting the Jedi in that fan film, there are moments that hint that he's thinking about taking the Jedi Padawan at the end as an apprentice himself because he wants to fight Sidious. He despises Sidious. And that is implied there, but he's not following through with it. Because he knows that at this point he is not strong enough.
Right. So that can work for
that is great. I love that.
Yeah, for a character that simple, that works. When you start getting into KOTOR, and which I think the Star Wars should have gone that direction, which it didn't, is the depth of what it means to be someone fighting as a Jedi. What does that represent? How do you get from A to B without going to war, without compromising your beliefs? And that is Revan. He's not just some dude who's going to sit back and let people kill each other. Whatever the Force or the Council says, he's going to do his thing, which he thinks is right. And then you get all this conflict. You need that philosophy, and there's subtleties in that Mission fan film I really appreciate. It's nothing spectacular, but still, they got it right. They got the character right, and that's all I really wanted. They don't have to do anything else. Anyway, less than 2 minutes. Let's keep going.
Understand and also reminisce on your own childhood and reminisce on your own relationship with your parents, whether they're still here or they're not. And that's why I really appreciate this movie, and I think everyone should see Turning Red, and I think it's a masterpiece.
Why?
Yes.
Why?
I do think it's really, really that good. Turning Red is better than Encanto.
Is it?
No.
Also, I forgot to mention the animation is amazing, and I love the music. I listen to the soundtrack on.
Oh, the music is terrible in this movie. What are you talking about?
That's the soundtrack?
You want it?
You want it? No, I don't want it. Get away from me, you pedophile.
Obviously, he's biased towards the film and everything about the film, so he's going to like the music, of course.
He did not explain within his... How long is this video? It doesn't matter. He never explained how it's a masterpiece.
Yeah, I know. He just liked the character.
He likes it.
He liked the character, and he can relate to her, and that's the whole film. I can relate to this film. I can relate again in this scene when my mom jumps up and down on a WrestleMania stage. It's great.
I don't know why people are upset with it. Periods are natural, man.
Yeah, it's more natural than murder. It's like, oh, so chicken is just magically appears on my plate. I can't explain that to kids.
Okay. Yeah. I'm turning red with excitement.
I'm turning red with fucking fury.
I'm Spider-Man. I'm jumping up and down on buildings. No, I'm a giant panda. Okay.
No idea why I forgot to mention this, so I just mentioned it now. Thanks so much for watching the video, everyone. I'm super tired, so I'm going to just speed through this. Check out Interstellar Ranger Commence, which is the reason why I'm tired, because I'm finishing the first episode. It comes out on April 2nd, 2022, which is like...
Dude, if you're making an animation, what the fuck are you doing making YouTube videos?
Yeah.
Also, he said the video's over. Time for me.
No, Smud. A better question is, if you're making anime, why are you watching Turning Red?
Why are you spending all this time?
Mm-hmm.
Like, to make this video took probably days.
Because he's not making an anime. He's making one of these stupid US cartoons that try to look like anime.
Is he drawing the thing? What is he doing? Is he like spending all these?
He's not drawing anything.
So he's just
drawing, writing.
Director? What is he doing? He's just sitting back.
But like he probably does like something else as well. Because like he essentially is an animator.
Yeah.
I would assume he's just a name on the list.
Yeah, but if you're in charge,
to make it look like, hey, we have this famous YouTuber here with the thing, but hey, stay in the corner.
Yeah,
don't touch anything.
That's like what I feel like is so weird, because like he's supposedly like the head of his show, and like he doesn't really act like that. It's just so strange. Like I don't know, like how the hierarchy works there.
Yeah. If you were
they
involved...
just tell the Korean studio what to do.
Yeah, if you were
Oh,
if you were involved in a media project on any level, you're busting your ass for like 12 hours a day at least.
He's probably directing this the same way that Rebecca Sugar was directing Steven Universe.
Okay.
it doesn't look like it. Like, because
5 hiatuses.
I don't know. Something's weird. Anyway, this is all just an advertisement. Let's just go through it.
right now. So get your tickets now. I'm just kidding. It's free on the Browntable YouTube channel.
Oh,
Thank
it's
you
free?
so much, patrons, for supporting the
Yes,
channel
it's
as
free.
well. You guys are awesome.
All right, let's just keep going.
Yay, memes. Let's go.
Hey, we're done. Oh, we got a super chat. Smud, ever heard of Babylon 5? Yes, I've heard of Babylon 5.
One of the bestest science fiction shows ever made.
That's that. What?
No? Do you disagree?
Did someone just fart? What was that?
No, someone was breathing into his microphone.
Oh, okay. Yes, I have heard of Babylon 5. I agree with Whisp. That's fair. It's the bestest. All right. Meme time. Browntable Interstellar Ranger commence episode 1 commence. That's kind of redundant, but okay. Joe, I'll watch that later. Thank you, sir. Good Dragon, the woman moment. Yes.
Ooh.
Or the gay boy who grows up and watching In Sync or Backstreet Boys.
Mm-hmm.
Sarcastic Hawk. Women don't punch each other. Women.
They're still not punching each other. They're
Kinda-
just slapping and grabbing each
Yeah,
other.
they're kind of gnawing their eyes out or with their whatever. I don't know.
They're biting now.
Oh, this is
no.
kind of hot. Actually, this is kind of like porn right now. It's like, holy shit. What are we doing on this
What?
channel anymore?
Oh no. It's Mud Brown.
Yeah, here we go. Here's my fetish. Women beating the shit out of each other.
Reminds me of when I beat my woman.
Jesus. When I was a boy, I used to watch films of women beating the shit out of each other. And I can relate to this movie so much. Right, Eric, I'm not going to watch that, but thank you.
Watch it your own thing.
Yeah. Hawk again. Schindler's List, an oven's perspective.
Oh god.
well, yeah, because he was talking about that. Like, we have to watch, because when you watch a movie, you have to like understand the perspective. It's like you have to be tolerant.
Good Dragon. When you hear multiple police sirens outside your house after you mauled a kid for having better grades than you. Oh.
Bottom text.
I'm not the giant hideous creature that just nearly killed someone. No, I'm just a schoolgirl.
You know the lamest thing is they fucking don't even animate it. It just magically appears on the kid. That's the funnier thing of how bad that movie is.
Turning red, what a terrible way to describe voting Democrat. Isn't that voting Republican?
Yeah,
What? No, it's about a
just-
movie. Smart.
Smud, it's how do you not know it's about the movie?
I don't know. Browntable's saying, is that the same guy?
Yes, it
Yes.
is the same guy.
Okay.
It's just like a bit older picture.
Okay. Browntable's saying anything certified retard.
What do you mean? He looks the same.
All right. Different.
No,
He
he's
doesn't
really
look like a
experienced.
real woman.
Was it the glasses?
The glasses are different. Yeah. Usually people don't change their phones too often, but maybe he's going through a growth spurt. Who knows? Turning red is a masterpiece because I masturbate my piece whilst watching.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you have to really specify my piece? I think we understand what masturbate means, but okay.
It's supposed to be a pun.
Yeah.
Again.
On the one hand, a decent movie. On the other hand, agonizingly below average movie. All right. Eric Wright. Mauricio Browntable. Holy shit. Woke up this morning to an insane amount of people defending me from losers on the internet making fun of me for wearing a Spider-Man suit to a Spider-Man movie. A showing where half the audience was wearing Spidey merch. Thanks, SM. That really warms my heart. ON.
Things that never happened. 300.
I don't care, dude. Go into public.
Why is his right glove broken?
I don't know.
Like his fingers is hanging off.
The German government is retarded. Thank you, Mark. That's great.
Yes,
You're welcome.
That's the middle finger hand.
No lies detected. Look at that.
Oh God, that jaw.
How about I whip your shit?
All
Is
right.
this the Giga Chad Spider-Man?
Browntable will be like, please be patient. I have autism. I'm not sure.
No,
I'm not
he
sure.
doesn't. He's
No,
not
I don't-
autistic. He's retarded.
Yeah,
This
there
man
we
is
go.
not autistic at all in any way.
Wow, that is terrifying.
Political idealist.
What's terrifying? The Mickey?
The Mickey, yeah, Jesus. Leave Mickey alone, guys.
This is but that is Disney's true face.
Isn't that from some random thing from the 2000s or something?
Oh, I don't know.
I believe it's 90s.
Hopefully it's not
90s.
Kingdom Hearts or anything like that.
Oh, you did.
It probably is, isn't it? Yeah. Okay.
No, it's not. But
Not too far off. Okay.
no, there's a connection there. Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, if you're gonna demonize a
It has
creature,
nothing to do with Kingdom Hearts, but it's like there's still some kind of like
Kingdom Hearts
vague.
is canonically in the mind of dying Mickey.
yeah.
It's a great
At least
fucking now.
At least Kingdom Hearts' nonsense is better than the woke shit.
All right, here we go. So Browntable, what are you telling us? You're a closet panda. I believe
I love
that's
that it's got the H.
I believe that's is that a beloved science fiction British show? or-
That is Red Dwarf.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay.
It is an
Rimmer.
H. So
Yeah, he's
Rimmer?
a hologram.
Oh.
Yeah, Rimmer is a hologram. That's why he's an H on his forehead.
H for hologram.
Yes.
Type H in chat.
I was literally gonna make the joke before you said it though.
The hell does neocortex have an N and a C on his head for?
Mark, my favorite text editor. If it has a plus in it, it's overrun by SJW.
Well, Whisp said it, so it has to be
but
true.
look, it's plus plus. That means they cancel each other out, right?
Okay, because Notepad was actually like said that like it's not a good software because it had like an update where they said like we protest against Beijing.
Huh?
So
Okay. All right, sure, whatever. Your software can be political. I don't care.
whatever.
It's still free. I don't care. What is going on here?
That is Botan. It's the
What's Botan?
it's that meme.
Botan likes owls?
Well, the owl is definitely better than that crap movie.
Okay. I'm a little, yeah.
Ooh.
I guess Botan just likes birds. I don't know. Oh God, Browntable's an idiot. Quick, bring out Hitler playing the guitar. What? What the hell? Is that Mexican Hitler? What's going on?
That is also Red Dwarf.
Oh, that's right. George.
Did you just say Mexican Hitler?
Yeah, look at his mustache. It's huge. It's like,
Oh, we have to play this clip.
Viva La Raza on fucking
what is this? It's
Jews.
It's a clip from the stream.
full gem. That was fun to pronounce. We're at 420. Okay, let's keep going.
The scene I was able to relate to the most, other than some of the family stuff, was when she decides to draw her crush and her together in her little notebook. And I remember this clearly because when I was like 10, I used to draw way lewder stuff than that.
That was
One
not
person-
funny. That was not funny. You creepy.
Oh,
Full gem. That was fun to pronounce. Okay, that was not something I wanted to relive.
yeah, you have to question. He had to search for that weird clip or whatever.
Or he made it himself. I don't know. I can't tell. Holy, how many
I don't
memes are?
know.
We're not even halfway done.
This is amazing.
If Browntable can say you to translate his show into Japanese, why can't he pay someone to translate his videos into making sense?
Yeah, these are the good questions to ask. Yes.
Yeah, well.
I want to know how many Japanese are actually watching this crap.
Should have asked his
Ooh.
parents to make the video.
Oh.
You think his parents watch his videos actually?
Yeah.
I think so.
God.
Yes.
Parents browsing Disney Plus Minarche?
Oh boy.
Okay.
I'm not smart enough for this joke.
Minarche.
I think there's a big.
Is it Marche, not Minarche? I can't remember. Okay. Anyway. After hearing When I Was 10, I drew my way looter things. Noah, get the boat. Oh, boy. If you don't know, Minarche, menarche is the term for beginning of menstruation. Yes, I thought that's what it meant.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was Marche, but... Minarche.
Oh, yeah.
Turning red. Yeah, thanks, Kool-Aid Man. Not quite the same, but yes, I get it. Browntable reveals how he's most likely a groomer. What? Anybody who has a functioning brain.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming. That was impossible. Who could have seen that revealing? Well, maybe not Browntable, but other people, of course. I have no idea into the mind of Browntable. I don't want to know. Francisco Bordo Copolino. I have a genetic disease called being Filipino. What? And you make delicious rice and chicken? Like what?
And banana bread?
Yeah.
Maize literally.
I love Filipinos. They make amazing food. They're also very nice. Oh my God. May, M-A-E-I, May-E is literally meat. No, it's called a lighter because it lights on fire. Behold, the heavier. The lighter, the heavier. I can imagine this dude like carrying this block of concrete.
Hold on. I could light that for you. And he's just sitting there for an hour trying to get it to the lift.
Smoking a cigar, and he's like, "Yeah, I gotta light my cigar and fire his giant block of concrete."
Just give me a moment. It takes a while.
Is that
James Bond?
Is that an emote of the movie? I don't know. Asians? I don't know.
Is that Browntable?
No. He's too Filipino. Pixar fell off so fucking hard. Ike, what the fuvg even is that? Who is Boy or Bulwark 15? I don't know this guy.
Someone, but the
boy
has,
from God of
has
War.
very high numbers.
Yeah, it's 12,000 likes. So, just for that post playa, tonight you get to go one-on-one with the Federal Bureau of Investigations.
Mm-hmm.
I drew porn as a 10-year-old.
I was drawing way later stuff at 10. Something is not right. Oh, so we have the Crusaders. Browntable, hey mom, let's watch a Disney film. It's about periods. Yay. An important lesson, make sure your little rolls right off the tongue. Your little rolls right off the tongue. Your title rolls right off the tongue. Sorry, I couldn't read that.
Your what? Sorry.
I said little was your title. Teenage robot,
Title, yeah.
Sierra, the experimental terrestrial. That doesn't exactly roll off the tongue either, but Interstellar Ranger commence. Interstellar Ranger commence. I gotta watch that. It's free.
I don't know.
Just to see. Makes joke. Oh my God, you are boring people to death.
Free shit is still shit.
Remember when Disney made a boy band? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Okay.
Did they?
Mentions boy bands, we reached peak cringe. I don't mind he likes it. I just want to know why.
Because he's gay.
There has to be a reason outside of I like looking at the boys.
He's gay. Well, he's a pedo gay, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, my
Maybe
argument...
he's like pansexual.
No, that doesn't make any sense. If you were a dancer or a musician, I would understand. Like you want to be those guys. It's inspiration. It makes sense. But you would have to be attracted to those boys in a certain way.
I mean, maybe he's trying to vicariously live through them.
Something like that. That could work. I'm inspired by their lifestyle and their dance moves and their physique and their, physical attractiveness. Disney makes first film with all-female crew. Wow, just think what they could create. The only limit is your imagination. They make it about periods.
Oh God!
was
yeah, you're right.
Was this an all-female crew? Wow.
Yeah, all 5 of them.
Why are women obsessed with their bodily functions
Right.
and their
That's why it's so
bodily
awful.
excretions? What the hell? It's the same with women doing stand-up comedy. There's like 2 good ones on the planet, and the rest is talking about their vaginas and what's coming out
Good
of
one,
that. That is not babies.
Is that Tommy Wiseau? I can't tell. No, probably not.
No, that's I don't know, the what's the Gypsy Crusader guy?
Oh, all right.
Yeah, he actually hates black people now.
Oh dear. Turning Red crew was unapologetic about including real conversations about periods.
Not really.
I've just learned the terrible truth. Women belong in the kitchen.
Based.
What the fuck? Aye.
Okay. Censored version of Sarcastic Huck's memes since Discord TOS gods demand to do it. Also be careful. Discord pays attention to what you do outside of their platform and can ban you for whatever they deem heretical?
Yes.
Yeah, in
Yes.
case you guys forgot that.
Jeez.
That's why I
We
keep
forgot.
telling Smud to be careful with the N-word.
All right. Well, this
You keep doing it.
they pay me. I read it. It's not my words. I'm just
Well,
Just
hey,
don't
we-
say it.
it's been recorded already. What are they gonna track down?
It's recorded like 3 fucking times.
all right. Instead of listening to wackos talk about a red panda girl being a narcissistic cringe bucket, how about I write a story about a shy alien girl with ice powers trying to fit in with humans? Sierra, 5'10", and I think she's holding a bunch of cans of Coke. I can't tell. I don't know. I could be good. Could be
Are you
bad.
sure it's not iced tea?
It could be iced tea.
Looks like the iced tea.
Couldn't tell you. All right. That time of the week again. Time to apply the proper medicine again.
Oh, God.
Wow, I like the boobs on this.
That's pretty good.
I like the edited face.
Just constantly frowning.
Yeah, it's great.
Y'all watch later. ESGs are the reason for woke corporate interest. I will check it out. It was on JRE. All right. Cool. Larry Fink, as I suspected, early life. Oh, dear. Sorry for the mucho texto. ESG, environmental social governance, is the equivalent of the Chinese social credit, but in a corporate level.
Ugh.
You know, when I get my checks in the mail, I don't care how the money was made. I just thank whatever corporation made it. I don't care about their philosophy. It's one thing to keep your mind clear of whatever works. Yeah, that's his face. Happy guy.
He had an unusual face when he said periods are natural. Weird.
I'm not going to play that because that looks exactly like the movie. So,
Mhm.
That's what. Do you want it?
Yes.
yeah,
You want it?
I'll watch it later. Don't worry, it's okay.
Wait, why is
Oh god,
Wait, why is it sped up?
the metaphor in that is so horrible.
Evil,
I don't know.
Pages.
evil Browntable be like turning red is bad.
I want to have that guy around.
Yeah. When I was 10, I drew porn. That's wrong, folks. It's like, oh yeah, we know.
You don't have to relate to a character.
Yeah. Mediocrity Browntable. What the? What is that? What is going on here?
I think that parrot is getting high on watermelon.
Mhm.
He's
Oh,
like
he's resting on it.
He's just sleeping on watermelon. Like what the?
So comfy.
That's a cute picture.
Mediocrity is so comfy.
I have an aunt who loves. She has parrots actually. She has a bunch of birds, and I'm gonna ask her if they sleep on fruit. So I've never seen something like this before.
No. You have to buy her a watermelon.
buy her
Just
wine.
be careful what you bite into. You know, they look like the same color.
You know, maybe fruit is one of the diets of a bird. I have no idea. I'll ask her. All right.
Please.
MLP had a better episode where kids disobey the adults because they use magic to get their way, and they get their comeuppance at the end. Exactly. That's what happens in these stories. You do something, you get rebellious, your parents take you back, you have to apologize. This is like in the Bible, I think. This is pretty standard stuff.
The damn pony show is still better than any of the
Yeah.
shit these people make.
You see, when people were saying like, "Oh, what's up with grown men watching MLP?" It's like, you know what? There's actual lessons and stories and characters in MLP. I
Wasn't
think,
it for girls?
yeah, I think it was, but you know what? You can still appreciate it. And that's cool.
Right. Right.
So
No, there's more going on.
I don't care that Browntable likes hip hop bands that are boys. I just want to know why. Like, what's going on there? Something's happening. I don't need sleep. I need answers. What?
What the heck?
Here's Mark. Put your glasses on, little bro.
Grasses.
Grasses? I can barely
Yeah.
read that. Grasses.
Put your glasses on, little bro.
Now he has two
He
eyes.
sees shit.
Yeah.
Nothing will be wrong.
Yeah, well.
It's open to interpretation.
Oh, no. It's that. What's your... oh. Do I have to play this?
No.
Okay, good. I'll watch them all later. Don't worry. Man, that was long. Jeez, how many memes you guys want to go through? Holy
Do you
hell.
want more?
No, we're fine.
Wait, there's more?
No more. Anyway, there's
You want another picture of his face?
no, we're good. Here's the last super chat from JJJ Madness. Thank you again. The fact there are so many people defending this movie makes me lose more faith in humanity. Here's more money for your time and life wasted on this video. The great thing about all the videos we do is we forget about them. We get them out of our system, so we don't have to worry about arguments. We don't have to worry about what someone said. We've gone through it. We've even if we didn't directly talk to these people, I'm sure if we talk to Browntable and we raise issues, he'll just go back and, well, I like it. I just like it. That's his whole argument. Like, there's no actual discussion to need with these people because they're just making their bias and their preferences known. And that's it. In this case, at least, some of them make arguments which are dumb, and we can definitely have a conversation. But for the most part, they're not going to talk to us because we disagree with them. And they can never, ever tolerate criticism. And it's sad. But
It is, because I want them to address the reality of it, and they don't want to do that.
well, when they look at, for example, this movie, The Turning Red, they go to like Rotten Tomatoes and it gets like 90 whatever score. It's like, well, I'm justified. Look at all these critics that rate it so highly. And you get the random critics saying, yeah, this is crap. This is not good. My kids didn't like it. I didn't like it. Which is still a subjective argument, but if they give you reason why, and the kids say, I can't relate, or I don't like this hero, I don't like her friends, I don't like the mother, at least there's reasons, and you can understand why. So usually Disney films have a moral, an ethic, something to teach. And in this, it's just go against your mom. Don't listen to your parents. Do whatever you want.
Sell your body.
Go enjoy life and forget about everything else. It's basically Timon and Pumbaa. Just forget about everything. Like, imagine if the Lion King ended with Simba going off with Timon and Pumbaa, and that's it. That's the Lion King. Yeah, just do what you want. Who cares? Don't worry about anything. Just do what you want.
Well, then it would be their spin-off series, right? They had a spin-off series.
They did, yeah. Which I did not watch.
Good one. Good show. I remember liking it.
That's good. It was a cartoon on TV. I was on there. What was it? Saturday morning, I believe. Yeah. Whew. All right. 3 hours of Browntable. I thought no, we didn't blacklist Browntable. I don't think so. He was harmless.
No. Oh.
Now we know he's a creepo pervert who,
Like all the other people
who's
we
gay.
cover.
Who's gay. Gay for...
Potentially. We don't know
No,
for
well,
sure.
either he's Russian and he grew up in dance and wrestling, which I doubt, or he's Filipino and I don't know.
And he's gay. Yeah.
And he's gay. It's just something like that.
Why do
He
so
Mexican?
many of the people we cover turn out to be sex creeps?
I don't know.
Yeah, because did you mention it at the beginning of the stream that we covered that guy, Veritas Joe together? They had a stream,
Right.
397 was it episode?
Right.
And it turned out that the guy was actually grooming someone.
Yeah,
What,
that
Veritas
was
Joe?
Silly
Yeah.
Rally.
The friend of Veritas Joe,
Yeah.
because they had a collaboration and we covered that video.
Oh god.
It turns out that the guy
Hey,
that he did
Veritas
the
Joe might be
collaboration
right
with was
behind him.
grooming.
I mean, how long will we expose Veritas Joe?
I think a year or two.
Oh man,
It's just
urban
crazy.
image. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, let's call it a night. Thanks, guys. That was different. Made me think about.
What way?
Made me think about the movie a bit more. I don't know. I'm still not going to watch it, but. Anyway, I'll talk to my brother about it. See if he watched it with his kids. So.
Oh God.
Yeah. I was playing checkers with them today, but I wasn't watching any Disney flicks.
Uncle Smart, why do we have to watch this again?
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. Yeah. Although I can only.
Bud, what's a period?
Yeah, I can only
What
play
did you do
checkers.
to my kids?
Oh no, there was another meme.
No, there isn't. I can only play checkers for so long. Maybe we'll play other games, but yeah, we won't watch this. So anyway, thanks guys. Thanks for the suggestions. Tomorrow is anime day, so keep the ideas coming, and hopefully we'll have some fun. Which is not Western animation, so stay in the Eastern part of the world. Anyway, good night. Have a great night. Bye bye.
Night.